At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Welcome to First State Community Bank, where the community is at the heart of everything we do. At FSCB, we're your trusted neighbors, committed to strengthening the connections that make our town thrive. You get more face time with our dedicated team to understand your unique needs and help guide you to financial success. We also provide the latest technology, so you can enjoy the convenience without compromising the personalized touch. Experience our hometown advantage with modern conveniences. Visit us at fscb.com.
Your animals depend on you every day. So we build equipment you can depend on every day. So cutting hay, feeding livestock, and managing land is easier. Loaded with intuitive, innovative features and tech, Case IH equipment isn't just built to work. It's built to work for livestock producers. Case IH, built by farmers. Talk to your Baker Implement dealer today.
Hi, I'm Karen Cook with Young Real Estate, and this home checks all the boxes.
Step into timeless charm with this truly unique 4-bedroom, 2-bath brick home situated on 4 lots.
So let's get your showing on the books. Call or text me today.
American energy dominance. It's how we secure our future. By harnessing homegrown energy, we fuel our economy, power industries, and drive innovation. At NextEra Energy, we're investing more than any other company to deliver low-cost, reliable energy that powers our country's future. NextEra Energy Resources, ahead of what's next.
Each morning as the sun rises, we get to work, right here in our own community, crafting cabinets with precision and care. Dedicated hands bring wood to life, shaping not just cabinets, but tradition, proudly supporting the families and values we share. From our family to your home. WW Wood Products. Built here, built strong.
Ready, set, let's go. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. There's nothing you can do to stop it. I've been on the way up cause I know I'm popping. Hits, no misses. Clean up like the dishes. Ain't no point telling me to stop cause I won't listen. Every level got a new devil. I'ma give them hell cause I'm leveling up. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level, leveling up.
Good evening and welcome to another Friday night under the lights for our final 2025 regular season football broadcast on Aycorp Sports. We are coming to you from the campus of Scott City High School where the Rams are set to take on the Dexter Bearcats. Alongside my broadcast partner James Hodges, I am Bobby Alford. Coach, this game has major implications on Class 3 District 1 playoffs beginning next week.
It sure does, Bobby. These two teams are currently ranked number 1 and number 2 in district standings. The number 1 seed gets a bye next week, so a chance to rest and prepare. The Scott City players are paired with players from Chaffee High School to create this team. They are currently 5-2 on the season, only losses coming to the Caruthersville Tigers and early this season lost to the Kelly Hawks. They are led by a power running back from 1,000-yarder rusher Rustin Underwood and Jackson Gloth. The Dexter Bearcats are coming off their first loss of the season at Park Hill Central last Friday night. It will be interesting to see how they will respond to that loss when they were this close, just a few yards short of the end zone on the last play of the game. I am also excited to see the matchup between Underwood and running back Jason Hrvojevic, Dexter's linebacker, who is closing in on 100 tackles on the season and one of the best defenders in Southeast Missouri.
Yeah, and James, maybe even more so the running back comparison tonight, maybe actually the Rams, Rustin Underwood, the Dexter Bearcats, Devin Turnbow, they are number 4 and number 5 in the area in rushing yards. They've had a great season, both guys.
Yeah, those guys just coming in, Rustin Underwood, 120 carries, already over 1,000 yards for an average of 8.8, 17 touchdowns, and just underneath him at number 5 is Devin Turnbow of the Dexter Bearcats, 85 carries, 925 yards for a 10.9 average and 15 touchdowns. So those two, it's going to be a great matchup here tonight, Bobby. I'm looking forward to seeing this one. This is one we've talked about for several weeks.
Yeah, and then speaking of the Rams, some other players, Jackson Cloth, their quarterback, he's having another fine season. You could see all along throughout his high school career that the arm was there, the talent was there. He's really developed into a nice quarterback for this Ram team this year. Yeah,
Jackson Cloth, he made the decision not to play baseball this past spring, and so he's kind of going for it football-wise. Phenomenal multi-sport athlete, and Jackson Cloth is going to have something to say what happens here this evening. I have no doubt about it.
Yeah, the Rams are also led defensively by Lane Miller. He is Scott City's leading tackler with 65 on the season. And, James, he's going to have to be active because the Dexter Bearcats are behind a really good offensive line this season.
Yeah, Lane Miller does a good job, Bobby. I was watching him as we had that game earlier this year when they faced off against the Malden Green Wave, kind of a lopsided game. But I was watching his steps. He takes really good steps, has a really good nose for the ball, and does a real good job filling it and making a play at linebacker.
Yeah, and let's get into that Dexter offensive line now. They've been led strong this year. They got a couple of seniors on that line that we'll call out their names tonight some. But, they've only given up 2 sacks on the season of Will Geatley. Pass protection has been phenomenal this season.
Yeah, I know you had a chance to talk to head coach Chad Jamerson earlier in the week. He kind of talked about his offensive line, or what were some of the things he said as far as, the job they've done for first-year starting quarterback Geatley?
Yeah, they protected well, and he thought, to be able to do what they did, remember, none of these kids started last year overall. Walker Gerald had some spot starts or some varsity lineup time, but nobody else on this offensive line for Dexter logged very many minutes at all last season. So they come in, rebuild. He's been extremely proud of them. Really, Geatley's gone untouched. He really hasn't reset a whole lot this year. So the pass protection, I think, is special. And I remember talking to Jamerson a couple of weeks ago. I'd asked him, I said, Coach, your passing game looks a lot different this year. And the way he's throwing the ball, the targets, how he's targeting people. And I kind of asked him about, the comparisons, the way he approached the pass game last year. He said, well, my quarterback this year throws a different ball than last year, so the way we utilize that quarterback position is differently. I thought that was very key for Jamerson because he has been more creative this season with a quarterback, that maybe not the same zing on the ball, but he sees he throws it differently, so, hey, let's work to that strength. The same as he did last year. He worked to quarterback strengths last year and this year. Creativity in that offense, I really like the way he kind of set that up, but he's been very proud of his young quarterback.
Yeah, Coach Chad Jamerson, and you and I have talked kind of off the air, how well that Coach Jamerson does implementing the wing T offense, but he's going to make minor adjustments like that. He's going to play to his quarterback strengths. If his quarterback has a different skill set, such as a Jackson Howard or a Geatley, he's going to play to that skill set and make his adjustments.
Yeah, he sure will. I think he's going to have a good adjustment tonight. There's a kid for the Rams. We had them earlier versus Malden. Number 19, Cole Berger. What a show he put on that night.
Cole Berger, I remember, we talked off the air. That young man put on a show coming off the edge. Again, Scott City, I felt like they did a really good job gang tackling that night, which I know they weren't challenged that much by Malden. Malden's kind of down this year. But that Ram defense is going to be tested here tonight on senior night against the Dexter Bearcats. It's going to be interesting how not only Berger but Miller and the rest of his teammates respond to a team such as the Dexter offense.
And speaking of being tested, Rustin Arnold was going to be tested tonight. I don't think he's faced a defense quite like the Dexter Bearcats going to bring at him tonight. Look, you've got Jason Hrvojevic, Rhett Womble, and Jackson Miller, these guys have been involved in, it seems like, every tackle in the Boot Hill, Missouri this season. These guys have absolutely brought it for the Bearcats.
Yeah, Hrvojevic, he just looks like a football player. He looks the part. I know that young man's gotten player of the week in the area early on in the season. I think it was week 2. But that guy right there, again, you talk about having a nose for the ball. I'm a former linebacker. I look for little things as far as his steps and the way he reads the play and feels, and he just fits the part for Coach Chad Jamerson's Dexter Bearcats.
Yeah, he sure does. So, folks, we talked a little bit about the implications of districts. Well, we are going to do as deep as a dive if we can possibly do into this district tonight, how things may play out, and maybe even a prediction of it. So let's get into the simple things of it. If Scott City beats Dexter tonight, Scott City wins districts. That's all there is to it. Dexter finishes second. They will hop them because of the head-to-head matchup. That's it. So that simplifies things really easy and well. So in that scenario, Dexter can finish no worse than second place in the districts. However, they're currently in first, but only can lose it to the head-to-head. So now let's go with the perception that Dexter wins tonight. Dexter wins. My prediction, by looking at the scores, I think Scott City will go from second to fourth. So now you're looking at Potosi and Park Hills as second and third. If you look at it, there's 35.57 for Potosi, 35.52 for Park Hills. So Potosi plays Lake St. Charles West tonight. That is a Class 3 District 3 game. That's important to note. They need to win, Potosi that is, needs to win by 13. Dexter fans, that's what you're wanting to see. Potosi wins by 13 or more. That gives them a bump because of that. Strength of schedule also comes into play. That'll be important in a minute. So Park Hills plays Farmington tonight. Farmington, I'm going to predict, wins that game. But as they play up a class, each class is worth 10 points. So you get 10 points for class 4, and another 10 points wins Farmington's class 5. I think within that, even though margin of victory will be there, plus strength of schedule, I'm going to predict Park Hills goes to 2. If that happens, James, as the season ends, Dexter's 1, Park Hills 2, Park Hills will jump Dexter for the head-to-head. Park Hills is going to win district.
Yeah, I've seen some videos, not to bring up controversy, but just –
And I think this is an important deal because we're going to talk about districts, the possibility of Park Hills jumping district. This is important to cover.
Yeah, just I'm just stating the facts of what I've seen as, a former coach. There were some issues, I felt like, with the clock keeping that were a little controversial. I think the Dexter fans would agree. So that could come back, and like you said, they beat them head-to-head, and the rule is you beat them head-to-head, you jump them. So.
Yep. And the issue you was talking about last week, the game at Park Hills, you can find that on the Sports Barn on YouTube. The very end of the game, it looks like a pass was it's confirmed the pass was completed to Devin Turnbow. He gets the ball down to the 4. Now, here's where it gets gray. We don't know if the clock on the screen of the TV and the actual game clock matched up. Saying they do, he should have been down with 3 seconds on the clock because of change stop to move for first down. As they reset, Dexter has time, spike the ball, field goal team out, kick the field goal. Theoretically, they had the chance to win that game. Now, I can tell you in conversations with Coach Jamerson, he wanted none of it. He said, guys, it's time to move on. We got a football game to focus on this week. But as a fan, as a media member, broadcaster, James, look, the facts are the facts, what we see there. Dexter, at the end of the night, could have a legitimate beef, but there's nothing you can do about it but a legitimate beef of what happened in that football game.
Yeah, and just the years of experience coaching and keeping the clock, your number one job is to get the clock right. And again, just to piggyback off of what you said, Bobby, we don't know if it matched up, the game clock and on the screen, but there was definitely what the video I saw showed 3 seconds. And like you said, that's time to come up, spike it, kick the field goal, and get the win.
Yeah, and Dexter certainly has a kid with a leg to kick that field goal and make it. Boone Medler, he bombs them. So, you think theoretically, there's a good chance that Dexter could have very well should have walked out of there with that win. But it plays major implications. Now, week 1, let's say that happens and Park Hills gets the 1 seed and Dexter falls back to 2. Well, Park Hills gets a bye, and Dexter plays the lowest-ranked team in the district. Not a big deal. Well, let's say the matchup stays. You go 1 and 2 all the way to the end. Then Dexter has to travel to Park Hills to play that game, and that's where the beef would come. You're not at home in your field, in your crowd. I get it. Nothing you can do about it, but it's something that's played out. Folks, we're going to keep you involved in that Potosi score tonight as we have Score Stream. We will let you know what's going on in that big situation to keep an eye on. I think as we are underway here, things should settle out around 11 o'clock tonight with all those standings. Here are the Rams. That's number 17. He'll bring it out, and he's going to be hit and tackled there around his 16-yard line. So that's where the Rams will start their first offensive possession of the night.
And nice tackle there by number 3, Devin Turnbow, coming up and making the play on the opening kickoff. As the Scott City offense comes out, and they will take over 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line.
On that return, it was Adam Swinford. He got it out to the, looks like you said, the 18-yard line, so that's where the Rams will take over here.
Swinford's another kid that's a Chaffee kid that's come over and done a nice job for the Scott City Rams.
Here's the play. They'll pass on first down. Gloth out to his man in a flat there. It's caught by, I believe that is Lane Miller on the play. He has got a first down up to the 33-yard line of the Rams.
A nice job by number 5, Barron Greer, the junior linebacker, coming up and making the tackle, but not before 1st and 10 for the Rams.
Barron Greer is a young man to come in and getting a start this year, and as a junior boy, he has put on the weight in the weight room and really gotten bigger this year, and to take on that role facing defense or offensive lineman rather. Pistol look here for the Rams. Gloth, your quarterback, he puts a man in motion. That's Miller. He's going to hand that up the middle, and minimal yards there. That is Rustin Underwood ahead for about a gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, Underwood looked like he was just tripped up. I don't know if he tripped up on one of his offensive linemen, but anyway, that's going to bring up 2nd down on the short game for the Rams. Gain of 1 on the play, 2nd 9 for the Rams.
Rams got creative on their first pass play out to run it back in a flat. Let's see what they'll do here in this 2nd 9 situation. Here it is, Underwood, fake hand out to him, out to Miller again. He's got it in a flat, same play, and that's going to be Jackson Miller knocking him out of bounds. Quickly, James, they're picking up on an area of weakness of Dexter out on the flat.
Yeah, out on the flat, that'll bring Scott City up to midfield as it looks like the ball is spotted just shy of the 47-yard line of Scott City.
So the Rams moving on first down, something the Bearcats have not seen a whole lot of this year. That they have not had teams move the ball very easily against them. A lot of returners from last year's team starting again this year for the Dexter Bearcats. A little bit of slowness getting a play in, and that's going to be a flag. Looks like delay of game against the Rams. They're pointing to the play clock.
Yeah, the coaches are. It's that one might be waved off.
Yeah, one end of the stadium had 0 seconds on the play clock. The other end had 40. I think they're going to just reset the play clock here. Should be the correct call, but we will see if the officials get together on it.
Yeah, I've had issues at East Prairie where one end was run on the clock and the other, so it definitely glitches sometime. He's checking up with the press box.
Yeah. So what you see happening, they're checking there. They're also asking the back judge behind the defense what he saw, and also the white hat, because they had 2 different views, and it's going to be waved off. Here it is. The play clock will start, so it is reset. So it is 1st and 10 for the Rams. Four wide set with a blocker back inside. Here is a false start on the Rams. Illegal motion there, so that's going to cost them 5 yards, James.
Yeah, just got a little overzealous. Kind of a bad penalty coming after the stoppage. We'll see how the Rams respond here on 1st and long. Now the scoreboard's completely out. It just came back on.
Year after year, you keep watching. Now, there's a new formation. Look at number 72. That's going to be true to the top of your screen there. He has bounced all the way out as a wide receiver. Surely he is covered up, I would think.
Boy, yeah, I'll see him out there.
So, no, he's not covered up. There's 7 men on the line there. There's a man in motion as Underwood. It's going to be a fake hand there, throw downfield, and it is incomplete. Jackson Miller there to break that up for the Bearcats. Intended for, I would love to tell you the number, but I can't pick that up.
Yeah, that big 72, that's Carson Clover that was split out. The aforementioned, the 6'2 junior, he's listed at 265 pounds.
A pass intended for Jackson Berger out there of the Rams. Yeah, that was a little different setup there. You brought a tackle out to be a blocker at a wide receiver. James, remember that. I'm going to bet we're going to see something happen with that formation later in this football game.
Yeah, now they brought him back. He's at his regular right tackle position as the Rams are checking their play cards.
Underwood moves to the left of Gloth. Here it is. Gloth is going to roll left. He looks downfield. He looks again. He's going to throw it, and he's got it inside a soft coverage of the Bearcats there in the middle of that zone, and they complete that to number 11. That is Caden Graff on the play.
Yeah, nice job, Bobby, of number 9, Houston Neely, coming down and filling it up from his defensive back position.
Yeah, really just find the soft spot there. You see that right beyond the S and the G right there. Really just a good look for Scott City. Brings up a 3rd and 1. Underwood now to the right of Gloth. Snap, he's going to roll right. It's a quarterback keeper, gets it upfield, and he is right at the marker. It looks like he's short of the first down.
Boy, nice call there on the defensive coordinator for the Dexter Bearcats, sending Jason Hrvorovich on the blitz as he ends up with the tackle and stops Scott City short of the first down marker.
So 4th and 1, decision time, and it looks like the Rams' decision is going to go for it.
Yeah, I think this decision was made long before the game. That's stuff you talk about.
Here's Underwood. He's trying to get it upfield, and he is going to be there. He's got the first down past the 40-yard line, down to about the 37 of the Dexter Bearcats.
And he's brought down again by number 9, Houston Neely, along with number 42, Rhett Womble, who's one of the leaders in the area as far as tackles.
So Scott City right now able to move the ball. A couple of first downs already in this game.
Scott City taking their time getting the play call in. Now the roll.
Pistol formation again. That is Underwood behind Gloth. Here's a snap. Gloth's going to roll out far side. He looks. He's got Hrvorovich on him, and he's going to go down with a large sack. Jason Hrvorovich, another tackle for a loss this season.
Well, that time Hrvorovich turned and showed his number to the press box there. Nice job as he came through and kind of grabbed his jersey and slung him down. On the replay, you can see Hrvorovich coming in, full head of steam, and he wasted no time getting Gloth down to the turf.
Yeah, looks like Hrvorovich originally come through just to plug the hole and make a tackle for the run up the middle on Underwood, and quickly identified that Gloth still had that ball and just went on attack mode to him. 2nd and extremely long now for the Rams. Here is a play. Underwood's going to come near side with the football. He's going to try to get it up, does pass the 50 and looks for a room, and he's got it. He gets it down inside the 40 again. Dexter struggled to take him down with some opportunities there.
And, Bobby, I'm going to tell you what sprung that play. Number 11, Caden Graff on the play. He's getting out there, and he stopped blocking, and he sprung that play for extra yardage, and that brought him up and gave him a chance to convert on 3rd down here.
So they got all the yards back, and now it's 3rd and 10. The Rams likely in a pass situation. They have twice used what we will call the sniffer back there behind the line, Lane Miller, as the recipient of a couple pass plays already. Here's a play. That is Gloth going to roll to his left. He looks downfield again, looks again, throws that ball, and it's complete and caught at the first down line. It will be a first down to Lane Miller yet again, his 3rd reception of the night.
And again, nice job by the Dexter secondary. Number 1, Jackson Miller, coming up from his defensive back position. The junior coming up and filling it up, but not before first down.
Right now, Scott City just seems to be finding holes in the Dexter defense, getting downfield and turning, and Dexter's kind of playing behind that football there. It looks like a zone look, and Scott City's just picking it apart. 4 wide with the back, Miller in there tight to the line. Here's a play coming to Underwood near side. No, it's a pass play. Gloth looks for room to run. He's going to take it himself. He's got a blocker. He's got it upfield inside the 20, now down to about the 18-yard line.
And that one, if number 24, Rustin Underwood, would stay with his block, I really think that was sprung that for a little bit more, but he had a nice kind of a pop there initial, but just didn't stay with it.
Yeah, now I'm going to defend Underwood because he was taking on Hrvorovich there, so that's a block in itself. So
yeah.
that may be worth 2 blocks from him. Scott City has it now 2nd and 3. They have moved the ball very well on their first possession of the game against the Bearcats. Clock now under 6 minutes into the first. Gloth to Underwood. No, Gloth keeps it himself. He spins and taken down again there. That is Herborovich in the backfield, takes him for a loss on the play.
And again, Bobby is, former linebacker. You watch the footwork of the inside linebackers. Jason Herborovich takes excellent steps. He gets downfield and fills it up. Made a nice play for the Dexter.
James, I'm going to put you on special assignment. Jason Herborovich, I don't know how many, I think it'll show in the stats there, how many tackles for a loss this season that is, but give him 2 more tonight already in this football game.
Yeah, I don't have it listed here.
Yeah, that would be in the max preps if we have it in our stats we generally use from them, and he has had a big one. Lost set again. Here is Underwood. He's going to look downfield to pass now. He's got pressure coming from Dexter, and he's got pressure again. Hill gave chase. He's going to get out of that, and Underwood down inside the 20, down to near the 17-yard line. So a couple of yards on that one as well.
Yeah, just look at the max prep sheet here. As far as Herborovich tackles for a loss.
And we're going to have to flip and see if it's on the back side of it because we do not have that on the front side. One of the leading tacklers in the area, 4 tackles for a loss, I believe. And I don't think we have it, James.
No, we don't.
We will have to check that maybe online as well, but he has had a bunch.
But we do have a timeout.
Folks, we will take a timeout. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we will try to update you on scores in the area. We will be back here on Aycorp Sports.
Karen Cook here, full-time agent with Young Real Estate, LLC. Real estate isn't my side job. It's my career. I'm committed to your goals full-time. So let's get started today.
Since 1984, Bagby Wealth Management has assisted clients in reaching their personalized financial goals. Whether it's retirement, investments, or securing your family's future, we're here to guide you every step of the way. For more information, please call or visit our office in Dexter today. Your path starts here.
Welcome back to Scott City. The Rams so far has controlled the football all of this first quarter, and they have had a very nice 7.5-minute drive against the Dexter Bearcats. Moving the ball very impressively so far this game, James.
Yeah, again, just kind of piggyback back off what you said earlier, just kind of picking the Dexter defense apart. But Herborovich is doing a good job, and along with the Dexter secondary of filling stuff up and letting it, keeping it from getting sprung for a big play. Scott City will come out, and there's movement. That one's going to go. That's an easy call for the official. That's going to go against the offense.
Yeah, told you we would find that numbers coming into the game. Herborovich, 19 tackles for a loss, 2 more already. Womble actually leads the team at 22 tackles for a loss. So those guys have been playing again behind the line of scrimmage a lot this season.
Yeah, that's a kid like that. It makes a big difference, especially with Dexter losing all their seniors. Dexter, good program like that, they just rode on and plugged and chugged, and that's a testament to the program that Coach Jamerson's built over at Dexter in a short time.
Here's Gloth. That's going to be a hand to Underwood. Nope, it's going to be a pass again, and it's dropped right there, right over the middle, intended for Cole Berger. I'll tell you another thing, James. I'm getting fooled by how well that Gloth was hiding that football. He's done a good job of that as they turn it over on 4th down, but he's confusing me, and I'm sure that's a struggle for the defensive backs for Dexter to pick up as well.
Yeah, he kind of keeps it on his hips when he rolls out on the bootleg. Also, uses the pump fake, looks some way with his eyes. Just one of those veteran quarterbacks that Scott City's had over the years, and the tradition continues also here for the home team.
Early on, Farmington up on Park Hill Central. That game is 7-0 in the first. Will Geatley now takes the field. He's got it. He's going to hand that inside pitch to Turnbow. He's going to get it upfield for a couple of positive yards. Keeps trucking on along.
Ooh.
Probably about a pickup of 8 as he has run out of bounds.
Has run out of bounds by number 26, Chase Knight. The 5'11", 170-pound junior linebacker for Scott City.
As you get a look at there on the screen of number 3, Devin Turnbow, he is a fine athlete. I got to watch him close and personal last year, this year again, and he has done nothing but to show he's one of the best athletes, no doubt, in the area. That is Turnbow in motion. Hand goes up the middle to Herborovich. He's going to plug forward. Gets a big first down there. Nice gain again as the Bearcats now have moved the chains for the first time tonight.
He's talking about number 15, Leighton Hamback. He was a Chaffee kid that had transferred before the merger. The 5'11", 180-pound senior who also does the catching duties in the spring. I do have a score from Sykeston. Looks like, Fredericktown's up 7-0 at the 8-minute mark on East Prairie. And Charleston trails 7-0 against Sykeston.
There's a jet sweep that goes to Rhett Womble. He's upfield now, a nice gain. That is near the first down marker, and he's got it. Bearcats move the chains again.
And number 26, Chase Knight, coming in for the tackle. We also have, it's scoreless at St. Genevieve, but Crothersville just fumbled at their own 20 on a trick play. So we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, that's an interesting game there. St. Genevieve has made it now into the top 10 in the state rankings. And taking on Crothersville, St. Genevieve has shown nothing but a quality team this season. They were in Class 3 District 2. Here is the inside pitch, goes to Turnbow again, and he's wrapped up quick, and they've got him for a loss. Something you don't see often is Devin Turnbow go for a loss on a play, but number 19, I believe that is Cole Berger, the first to meet him there. Now, Berger's going to come from the bottom of the screen here and just push it straight through his man.
I'm seeing, is that number 17 Swinford?
19. 19's on that play, Berger.
Okay, it's hard to see those numbers. Some of those look similar.
Dexter back to the wing tee. That's a fake hand. That's a double hand. Goes to Womble. He's going to get it upfield past the 50. Runs over a man down to the 44-yard line, 43 now. So Rhett Womble, again, his second carry of the night. Very impressive run.
Yeah, again, number 24, Rustin Underwood, the 5'11", 160-pound senior coming up from his linebacker position. But not before a 3rd and short here for the Dexter Bearcats.
So if you'll notice tonight, Womble's getting the carries. He's not had very many this season. Actually, Langston Warnick has been in that position most of the year. He had a sprained ankle last week, so out for tonight's game. And so far, Womble is showing his worth.
I think Scott City bringing some heat. Oh.
Good freeze play by Dexter, and that's an easy first down. We talked about it last night in that broadcast we had, how good Jamerson's teams are at doing that. Jackson Howard had that mastered. He did it for 3 years last year. Geatley picks up right where Howard left off.
Yeah, just coaching under Chad Jamerson for several years, he's got a little thing in his play card. I won't mention that on the air, but as he watches this game back tomorrow, he'll have a little chuckle. He knows what I'm talking about.
Geatley, shotgun set again. He's got Hervorovich beside him. Here's Womble in motion. He's got the football. He's going to get it upfield. Stiff arm by Womble. Up the field again, hit from behind, and he will pick up first down yardage on the play for the Bearcats.
Yeah, nice job blocking out on the edge by number 44, Jason Hervorovich. I would like to see him stay with his block a little bit more, and maybe they could have picked up a few more. But anyway, 1st and 10 for the Dexter Bearcats as we're inside of 2 minutes left to play here in the first quarter.
Womble checks out on that play. Houston Neely now in. James, an interesting deal here. We'll watch as it plays on this game. Womble not playing on both sides of the ball. He is tonight. How will that affect his conditioning? Can he hold up this game? We'll certainly keep an eye on it. Hervorovich now up the field, plugs forward. He is at a first down marker, and the offensive line of the Dexter Bearcats is taking over.
Boy, and a nice spin move by the big man. He hits the hole hard and spun and got that extra yardage, so nice job by number 44, Jason Hervorovich.
Dexter now knocking on the door inside the red zone of the Rams. Closing minute coming up here of the first quarter, knotted at 0. Pistol formation, Hervorovich behind Geatley here. Here's the play going to Hervorovich up the middle. He's got a couple of blockers, gets outside now down near the 10-yard line as he's pushed out of bounds there by Underwood.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Hervorovich to kind of cut it up there. Don't know if that play was designed to come outside, but looked like to me, Bobby, that either he had the cutback or if he would have stayed inside, it might have possibly scored on that one.
Well, I think he saw that score up there in the first quarter and said, no, we're not going to let the clock run out. We're scoring here in the first. He wanted that time saved on the clock. Dexter now ball lies at the 10-yard line, so 2nd and I believe about 5 here.
Again, we have a bird's eye view here at Scott City for sure.
Here's a play. Goes inside to Turnbow. He tries to get it up and has a little bit of room inside the 5 now down to the 4-yard line. So that will be enough for another Dexter Bearcat first down, and now it's going to be 1st and goal from the 4.
Nice tackle by number 17, Adam Swinford, 5'9", 180-pound junior. that's come over from Chaffee and mixed in very, very well with the Scott City Rams team.
The big back Womble checks back into the football game. Turnbow in motion, and they will jump there. So Dexter gets them off sides. That takes them from the 4 down to the 2 now. So Dexter can threaten here. Ball first and goal from the 2. Both teams, you're talking about clock eating up right here. Both teams only 1 possession here in the first quarter.
Yeah, this wing tee off, that's Chad Jamerson's run that for several years, and his programs have always done an excellent job executing the wing tee offense.
There's Hrorovich up the middle. He is close, and he is in. Touchdown, Dexter. Bearcats strike first in this one with 6 seconds left on the clock here in the first quarter. They lead it 6-0. Extra point coming.
And you're right on cue. He saved it for 6 seconds left in the first quarter. As Dexter will line up and attempt the point after attempt. It's number 23 for the Bearcats, Jackson Medler.
Here it is, Medler the kick. It is up and good. So Dexter goes up 7-0. 6 seconds left here in the first. We will stay here to the end of the first quarter. But James, not what we expected here in the first. One offensive possession apiece, and it's only a 7-0 game. I think I come into this one expecting a little bit more offensive fire going on.
Yeah, Scott City moved the ball. They just kind of got stymied down here as they got close here to our right. Dexter did a good job, had some big plays, had a big blitz dialed up by the defensive coordinator for the Dexter Bearcats. Jason Hrorovich was the beneficiary of that one, so we'll see how Scott City responds. It appears they'll have the football at the end or beginning of the second quarter.
And if Scott City's game plan was to keep this game slowed and keep the ball in their hands and just chunk out a couple yards in first downs, they've done that so far. They had about an 8-minute drive, Dexter about a 4-minute drive, but Dexter still comes out with the points. But Scott City's looks like their plan is to keep it slow and tight throughout this game. Here's a deep kick here from Medler. That is going to be number 17, Swinford. He's going to bring that up now past the 20, up near the 30, past the 30, up to the 40, and flips in the air up to the 42-yard line. James, he knows how to get the extra yards as he goes flying through the air on that one.
And you know what, Bobby? I really like how Swinford gets up, hands the ball to the official, and then comes over and celebrates with his teammates on the sideline. He doesn't try to show anybody up. He acts like he's been there before. Nice play by Swinford there as he's getting the home crowd fired up and the band fired up.
And no doubt, what a play to take us to the end of the first. It's Dexter 7, Scott City 0.
Hi, I'm Karen Cook with Young Real Estate, and this home checks all the boxes.
Step into timeless charm with this truly unique 4-bedroom, 2-bath brick home situated on 4 lots.
So let's get your showing on the books. Call or text me today.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
Welcome back to Scott City here for the start of the second quarter as we have a beautiful view of the south side of Cape Girardeau area from here and well atop of Scott City's field. We will continue to try to bring you other scores throughout the night. Jackson now up 14-7 on Festus. Also, Fredericktown still up 7-0 on East Prairie. Farmington up 7-0 on Central last we have. That's all I have in the area right now currently going on. No report on the Potosi game.
I'm getting one in from Dolan Rogers. Here it's Sykeston up 14-0, dominating.
Glaw throws out, passes that just short of his receiver there, Cole Berger. That is incomplete.
St. John a 1-yard touchdown run after a long pass late in the first quarter at 7-0. This was all followed the fumble by Crothersville. So 7-0 St. John up on Crothersville.
So now I'm going to have fun with our friend Dolan Rogers. So Dolan, you are good at getting scores. I need a score on the Potosi game. I want to see how good he is and see if he tracks that down for us.
Oh, Dolan, he's getting help from Junior DeLay down at Charleston, but he'll get it in for us.
I'm sure he is feverishly searching the internet right now looking for that. Rams have it 2nd and 10 now. 2 footballs on the field. One will exit, and we're about to be back to play here. 11:56 left in the second quarter, so just underway. The Rams' second possession of the night. They had a very good return from the kickoff. Got them up to another 42-yard line, and that's where they sit now. Underwood beside Gloth. Here's a snap. It's going to be an outside pass. It is going to be incomplete. Just incomplete, intended for number 2. That is another one of the Burgers. I'd have to find that roster there, James.
Yeah, that
Jackson Burger.
That was Jackson. I think he heard footsteps by number 2, Justice Lovelace, as the junior defensive back comes up on the coverage for the Dexter Bearcats. Bring up 3rd and 10 from the 43-yard line of the Rams.
Looks what would be a possible passing situation. A lot of confusion on the offense now.
Aces formation.
James, I don't see a play clock working here.
I don't. They were having clock issues earlier. When that happens, the back judge, you'll see him. He'll keep the time, and you'll see him as it gets down to 5. He'll count it.
Here's Gloth. He's looking to pass. Plenty of time to throw the football here. Still looking. Still looking. He's going to roll near side, and he is going to finally throw that ball away and out of bounds. So that will bring up 4th and 10 and a punting situation for the Rams.
And, Bobby, excellent job by the veteran quarterback, Jackson Gloth, in getting rid of that one. He felt the heat coming as the Scott City punting unit comes onto the field. Just inside of 12 minutes left to play here in the first half from beautiful Scott City, Missouri. I'll tell you what, this view up here, Bobby, you can see Cape Girardeau off in the distance, and just a really nice scene, picturesque for high school football in Southeast Missouri.
Dexter has Turnbow back at his own 20-yard line. Here's a kick. It's going to be a short one. This is in favor of Dexter here as it goes out of bounds. They are going to get this just shy of midfield here.
Yeah, I saw the Dexter trainer ducking for cover over there. That one.
They actually are going to move that up past midfield. That's going to be marked at the 48-yard line of Scott City, so a net of about 6 yards on the punt.
Yeah, we'll see if that comes back to cost them as the Dexter offense is coming on out.
Well, the Dexter offensive line looked very strong. We talked about how well they played in pregame. And the way they moved that football, they just handed Dexter a gift right here to start inside the 50.
13-0, the Fredericktown Blackcats are up on the East Prairie Eagles.
Gately there with the pistol formation has Herborovich behind him, and has Womble and Turnbow your wing tees. Play goes up the middle to Herborovich. Short gain on the play. Pickup of about a half-yard maybe.
Yeah, nice job at number 32, Lane Miller, 5'10", 180-pound junior coming up for the Scott City Rams.
Ball down to the 48-yard line there, so minimum pickup for the Bearcats. Potosi now up 14-0, end of the first. Good friend Jimmy Aldridge sent me that score. So, Jimmy, thank you for tuning in and shooting that over to us. So, something to watch there. Here's the double move, hand to Womble. And that's a nice play there by Lane Miller. Boy, he is a highlight reel and having his name called a lot tonight.
Yeah, he just did an excellent job filling it up. We do have a score coming in. Charleston Blue Jays are on the board. 14-6 Sykeston over the Charleston Blue Jays.
Dexter now has it 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 here. 2 wideouts, one at the top, that is Neely, one at the bottom. As there's a pass over the middle, it's Carson Hurt, and he's got it! Carson Hurt down to the 20-yard line. Tight end dump, and it works, and great coverage. Hurt pulls it in.
Boy, just an excellent job. You know, you don't see too much of the tight end dump anymore. It's often a play I would go to. Jamerson likes it, and it's good to see Dexter to go to it because it works.
Really tight coverage right there. Well thrown ball by Geatley.
Excellent thrown ball. He led him perfectly. So Dexter take over 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line.
Back to the familiar wing tee. Here is the hand, goes up the middle to Gavin Passley. He's up inside the 15 now, down to the 13-yard line.
brought down by Lane Miller and Chase Knight.
Well, I'll tell you, Lane Miller has been a busy fella for the Rams tonight, hasn't he?
It was, I said it before on the broadcast against Malden earlier this year. I played against his dad, Lance, and he was a heck of a football player. Kind of the same build and same number. Sometimes history repeats itself, as it did with the Warren boys down last night at Portageville.
Looks like Turnbow in the backfield now. It's going to be an outside pitch to him. He's got it. He's going to try to get it upfield and tackled. No, he's not tackled. Stays on his feet, goes all the way across field. He's got room to run to the 15, to the 10, cuts it upfield near the end zone, and is stopped, knocked out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
Well, Devin Turnbow doing his best Houdini act here on the near sideline and reversed out and did a nice job. There's a good kick-out block by Dexter offensive lineman. And he's got Dexter set up first and go, Bobby.
Yeah, that come down to a lot of athletic ability by Devin Turnbow, and that's going to be a holding call. That's going to come back against the Bearcats there. That play was in the backfield. That happened at about the 23-yard line, so that's going to take them back a 10-yard penalty to the 33 now. So that's a major loss. That's a 30-yard difference in that play from the 4-yard line to the 34 or 33.
Yeah, Caden Gray's checking in here for number 77, Holden Stanley.
So first and very long for Dexter here.
We do have officials timeout from the far sideline. I don't know if there's a question over there by the Dexter coaching staff, but they'll get it sorted out as he's talking to the referee.
Yeah, currently they sit in a 2nd and 23. I'm wondering if Coach Jamerson is asking about the yardage on that, if it's correct.
Well, he didn't report to the coach, so maybe. Okay. Oh, wow.
So now, I do not understand the explanation of this unless it was something that happened after the play. But the way they marked it off, I thought that would be a hold from the spot. And now, right now, I'm totally confused. So it's 2nd and long. I'm not even going to comment because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we were given no explanation or signal from the far side.
So 2nd and 14. Here's a play coming near side to Turnbow. He looks for room. He's passed a couple of guys up inside near the 20-yard line where he falls.
Boy, nice job. Again, number 17.
Swinford on
Adam
the play.
Swinford, yes.
That's the man that turned the flip in the air in front of us. You can't forget that name, James.
Yeah.
Once he makes a play like that, that's in your head.
Yes.
Dexter now 3rd and 9 on the play.
The spot at the 20-yard line. Just over 8.
All eyes at the 20. That is Passley behind Geatley here. Womble in motion. Geatley to pass, throws it out top to Turnbow, and it's picked. They have picked it off. Now that is upfield to the 20, to the 30, to the 40, to the midfield 50, inside the 40, and he's knocked out of bounds there. Big return there on the 7th interception of the year by Will Geatley. That looks like
number 8, Jackson Gloth.
So the quarterback gets the pick, and let's see if he can put his team in the end zone now.
Well, excellent job by Gloth. All he had to do is just catch the ball on that one. Just kind of a poor read by Geatley.
I can tell you, in the early goings of this one right now, all eyes in Park Hills may very well be resting right here in Scott City.
I would have to agree. A lot up for state tonight here as far as district seeding.
No doubt Park Hills played Dexter last week and beat them. They are pulling for him tonight. Here is Underwood. He's got that. He's going to try to get upfield, and Dexter's going to stack him up big. Here comes a flag in on the play.
That's the area where you probably see a holding call, I would suspect. Preliminary indications. Oh, we have a face mask. Okay.
And I kind of wondered about that because they kind of had him stood up there and grouped. And I would have to see the replay to see why or how it happened. But, when Dexter had him stood up, unless they were trying to pop one out and actually grab the face mask instead.
I do know one of the linebackers for Dexter came in with a nice pop. Not sure if it's Jason Hrorovich or not, but
So first down here for the Rams. Sits 1st and 5. Underwood now behind Gloth. Here's the hand goes to Underwood. They're going to try to bounce it outside. Nowhere to go. Sniffed out well there by Dexter as he is taken down. That is number 5, Baron Greer on the play.
And Bobby, if you see a replay on this, number 5, Baron Greer did a heck of a job fighting off his block. He kept his one arm free, kind of like we were talking about when we were describing the Portageville New Madrid County Central. He did a heck of a job there on the edge for the Dexter Bearcats.
Yeah, stretched the play out, kept the outside shoulder free, James, just what you want, and kept that arm free to grab a hold of the running back. Scott City now 2nd and 8 on the play. Clock under 7 minutes here in the second. Gloth checks. Here's the snap. He's going to roll far side. He looks downfield, looks again, nowhere to go with the football, and dumps it finally, and it's up in the air and incomplete.
Wow.
That is always danger zone, James, when that ball pops up into the air.
Yeah, we were, again, I coached linebackers for years. We always taught our inside linebackers, if you see a crosser, usually it's a tight end, you can pop him within 5 yards. As long as the ball's not in the air, that's free hitting zone. And you have to communicate crosser, and that I think that's what happened there on that play. And Scott City almost had an offensive lineman there they ended up with the catch, but
well, he was a receiver to give him fair game. He was a receiver earlier in that game.
Yes,
72.
yes,
So
yes.
He was trying to make a catch on a run there.
Yes, he was there.
Scott City now moves Underwood to the side of Gloth. Dexter switches around their defense. Here's the play. Gloth's going to take it himself up the middle, and he is tied up there. Landon Anderson, their first to meet him, along with Hervorovich.
When Annister did a great job coming up there, squeezing and just pulling back. And you don't have to do much pulling when you got a guy like number 44, Jason Hervorovich, coming over the top, do you, Bobby?
No, he's a tough one, no doubt. Well, I'm impressed tonight. Scott City's line has given Gloth plenty of time to look downfield. Very good so far up front for Scott City. It has collapsed late, but he's had plenty of opportunities to look downfield.
That'll bring up a 4th and 7 from the 39-yard line of the Dexter Bearcats. Scott City kind of taking their time. Now the quarterback will relay the signal.
Scott City 0 for 1 on 4th down so far in this game. Here it is on 4th and 7. Pass outside to Miller. He's got it. And Dexter's going to try to come up, and that is Miller again. Jackson Miller, big hit, and Lane Miller will come up short. So Dexter will turn him over on downs yet again.
Bobby, I would like to see Miller the receiver kind of hit the edge out there, but Dexter's Miller came up, and you can hear the pop from up here. He laid a lick over on that far sideline.
Yeah, Jackson Miller for the Dexter Bearcats has become known as one of the hardest hitters in the area, no doubt. Kid never shies away from contact.
He's one of those kids. He's kind of grown up around the game, and he's definitely taken note and done a good job with it.
Geatley now on the gun. Here's the play. Goes inside the Turnbow. He's got it upfield past the 40. Spin move near the first down marker, shy of a yard.
Nice spin move. He's tripped up there by number 24, Rustin Underwood. 5'11", 160-pound senior for the Scott City Rams.
Only 7-0 here. Clock ticks near that 5-minute mark here in the second quarter.
Do you have a score here? Jackson and Festus are all knotted up at 21 apiece.
Well, we knew Festus would give him a tougher game, but did not expect it to be that close. Here's Turnbow again, coming near side. Looking for an opportunity, cuts it upfield past the 50 now, down to the 47-yard line as he is taken down there.
And again, number 32, Lane Miller making the tackle there. But not before a 1st and 10 as the Bearcats move into Scott City territory. Ball is spotted at the Scott City 47-yard line as we're just up on 4:30 left to play here in the first half from Scott City, Missouri. Dexter will come out.
So Gilly's going to have Horvorch beside him here. 10 in, and that goes to Turnbow up to the 45. Dexter, the two wide receivers set there. That was Tenen and Neely. They will switch that back out. So that's interesting. Inside run, then they did not have the tight end in there. They're trying to get that look to go outside. But one thing, James, that Dexter really hasn't involved wide receivers much, so you're not going to look for that outside pitch threat there. You know, I think I would rather have a tight end in that play.
Yeah, we'll see how they respond here as we're inside of 4 minutes left to play. As Miller and Swinford, we do have a timeout as Coach Jamerson's going to take one here.
Dexter takes a timeout. We will take one as well. We will be back here in a few.
Your animals depend on you every day. So we build equipment you can depend on every day. So cutting hay, feeding livestock, and managing land is easier. Loaded with intuitive, innovative features and tech, Case IH equipment isn't just built to work. It's built to work for livestock producers. Case IH, built by farmers. Talk to your Baker Implement dealer today.
We are back here in Scott City. Looks like you had another score update come in, James.
We do from just north of here in Fredericktown, Missouri. It's 19-0 Fredericktown over East Prairie. 19-0 Black Cats over the Eagles.
So 3:47 left, 2nd and 8 for Dexter here. Hrgorovich spreads out wide. They're going to look. They're get it outside to Neely. He's got it upfield now past the 40, first down yardage, and taken down at about the 35-yard line. So Dexter will move this change and stop the clock there with 3:39 left.
Boy, and heck of a job over on that far side by number 67, Logan Reed, getting out and running number 25, Ty Atkins, out of that play.
Yeah, Ty Atkins, remember, that was a name from Chaffee last season, up for Defensive Player of the Year awards, and coming over to the Rams to help out here as well.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's listed at 6'3", 200 pounds. Just
Here's
as
the play. He goes inside to Turnbow. Turnbow's going to get it upfield. Breaks free to the 10. Give him 6. Touchdown, Dexter.
Well, if you're the Dexter Bearcats, that's just what the doctor ordered. Here you want to go up 2 scores, so Scott City will definitely have time to get on the board before half. We do have a score coming in from Festus. The Jackson Indians have just scored. They're up 28-21 over the Festus Tigers.
So Miller on for the extra here. Or Jackson Medler, excuse me. Trying to put the Bearcats up by 2 scores here at 14. The snap, the hold, the kick, and it's good, and he does. It's 14-0 here in Scott City. The Bearcats lead it.
Score update from Perryville. It's the St. Vincent Indians 7, the Jefferson Blue Jays 0. 7-0 St. Vincent over Jefferson. I have no score update in Cape Central down at Kennett. No score update on the Kelly game.
Yeah, trying to see if I can find a link right now to the Potosi game to get more updates on it coming to you.
So we get Dexter's taking their time over there getting ready for their kickoff team. Special teams coordinator getting them fired up. They're going to come out, get ready to kick this one off. So Scott City will begin here with their drive with 3:12 left on the clock remaining in the first half, as they'll try to get on the board and cut the lead to possibly a touchdown.
So Medler to boot this one away. Scott City switches Underwood there and Swinford. Deep kick going Swinford. Nope, it's going to be Underwood from his own end zone. Brings it out from the 1 to the 10. Upfield now to the 20. Breaks upfield again past the 20 to the 25, and we've got a flag at the 25.
In on that play is number 42 for the Dexter Bearcats, and that is Rhett Womble. Illegal block in the back against the Scott City Rams. As the Scott City offense takes their time coming out. 3:05 left to play here in the second quarter.
Yeah, it looks like right now, the update I'm seeing, Potosi may be up 21-0 in that game they've got. So the magic number really right there, James. Dexter folks looking for at least a 13-0 lead, so Potosi gets more points in that as Dexter leads in this one 14-0. Gloth now has Underwood behind him as the penalty was against the Rams. So starting out just inside their own 15, 3:05 here left in the first half.
We got Twins to the bottom of the screen here for the Rams.
Gloth throws near side. They look Miller's way, could not get it there. Pass outside, broken up, and they're going to call a pass interference.
Well, an excellent route run there by Graff. I don't know. That's
well, looking at it. So the ball is out in front of the receiver, and Neely has to come in over the top of the receiver to knock this away. I think I agree with the penalty. Yeah, he was on the back there before the ball got there, so that's where the penalty's coming in on that.
Well, that was pretty close, too. Could have gone either way, but I can see it. One of those deals where it might be, if we had instant replay, too much to overrule, I guess, Bobby.
Well, had he been able to come in from the front side and had that positioning to knock the ball away, but the backside, I think that's what drew that penalty on the backside of the receiver.
Inside of 3 minutes left to play.
Ball now at the 29-yard line.
More importantly, fresh set of downs for the Rams.
Gloss surveys the field. Here it is. Here's the inside hand to Underwood, and not a whole lot of places to go. And breaks free out of that, though, and he is tackled there from behind by Womble after another first down pickup. Dexter James should have had him for a loss.
Yeah, they should have, and he ends up escaping and getting across the 40-yard line. It appears Scott City's going to go tempo here. They're going to spread out trips to the top of the screen over on the far side.
Ball was reset, so the clock is moving now down under 2:40. Check the wristbands again, and Gloth is ready. Checks once more. Here's the snap. He will look downfield to throw. He gets that out, and it is going to be incomplete, intended for Lane Miller. That would have been good enough for the first down.
Yeah, definitely. Miller's kind of frustrated with himself. It wasn't the easiest, but I felt like, the old adage, if it hits your hands, you got to bring it in. So I'll bring up 2nd and 10, just inside of 2:30 left to play in the first half.
James, really kind of surprising. Scott City has been able to look downfield quite a few times tonight. Had some catches, but also a lot of good looks against the Bearcat defense.
Yeah, offensive line's doing a great job. I feel like giving Jackson Gloth time as, again, we come out with the same formation, trips to the top of the screen. One back set.
And now we're going to have a timeout here by Scott City. So we will step aside as well. 2:24 left here in the second. It's Dexter 14-0.
Agriculture is not a fad, and it's not for the faint of heart. Long days become long nights, sacrificing time away from your family, even on weekends, just so you can get the crop in and get the crop out. This is your way of life. At Farm Credit Southeast Missouri, we are 100% bought into your commitment. Because we are customer-owned, it is our mission to be your ag lender, and we intend to be your value-added partner for next year and the long term.
We are back here in Scott City just before the half. Scott City right now is moving the football. They've got it 2nd and 10. Ball is at the 41. Dexter has bent but has not broken tonight defensively.
Yeah, definitely some opportunities for the Rams. We'll see if they capitalize here before halftime. Much needed touchdown, or at least a field goal to get on the board.
Here's Gloth. He's going to fake hand, throws that over the middle, and it's caught there in the middle of the field and down inside the 45-yard line of the Bearcats. And that was caught by Cole Berger of the Rams.
And, Bobby, I love the play call here by Scott City. Little play action, good fake sold by the back as they hit the crosser across the middle. Nice play call for the Rams.
Again, another good look down low.
Scott City's checking the same formation. They'll go with trips at the top, one back set. Out the gun.
Here's Gloth. He's going to look downfield to pass again. He does. It is complete again. That is Lane Miller on the reception. Again, James, they find that soft spot within that Dexter defense. They run downfield, turn, and it's there. They have had opportunities to throw against this Bearcat defense all night long.
Again, looks like they're in NASCAR, hurry-up offense. Now they're going to go trips to the bottom of the screen. And we've got a timeout.
Well, that and
by
Dexter takes that one. So we're going to keep this here. Since it's a minute 41 left. So Dexter, the timeout there. So I'm trying to look at the board there left. It looks like the Rams have one timeout left, maybe. I'm thinking they have two. I think they just took their first earlier, so I think they have two timeouts. I do not think the scoreboard is correct there, so we will go after our knowledge. I believe they have two left with a minute 41 here in this half.
Yeah, I think you're right. We'll see how that comes to play if it does. There's 1:41 left, and I think that was a good timeout by Dexter. They're going to make the adjustments, just kind of giving up too much across the middle. Their guys are there, but it's almost like it's too much of a cushion there, Bobby, as it's giving Lane Miller some room to get free and get some separation from the defenders, and Jackson Gloth is putting it right on the money.
And it's been a four-man rush all night long. At what point do you say, Hrgorovich or Hill, I need you to blitz right here?
Yeah, this might be a good time coming out of a timeout to dial something up. And it could be a good time for the offense to take a shot here. So we'll see how it plays out. Kind of a tight trips to the bottom of the screen for Scott City.
Yeah, this may be some kind of little a rub route screen right here. Here is the pass play. It is, and it's to Miller, and he's got it. Tipped into Lane Miller's hands and out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
Now, that ball was tipped there by Baron Greer, and Lane Miller had his hands right there, and sometimes it's good to be right in the right spot at the right time, and that's what he was for Lane Miller.
You could just almost anticipate that play as I did, seeing that coming up here, what was going to happen to the out route, a little rub route to the outside screen, and Scott City ran it well there.
Now they flip the same formation to the other side.
Here's Gloth. He gives that hand to Underwood. He's going to cut it upfield now. Good yards there down to near the 20-yard line. That will be good enough for a Ram first down to stop the clock.
And nice kick-out block by the aforementioned number 19, Carter Berger, the 6'2", 235-pound senior for the Scott City Rams.
Clock starts back now, and it is moving as well. So 58 seconds here, 57 now, and Gloth ready. Here's the snap. He's got it. He looks outside. He throws out outside. Incomplete, intended for Cole Berger.
We do have a score coming in. Update, Sykeston 28, Charleston 6. 9:31 left to play in the second quarter.
Now I'm getting a score correction on the Potosi game. It is actually showing 7-0 on that on the board.
Yeah, that was just tough to read, as like the screen was blurred.
Yeah, so that game a little closer than Dexter fans would prefer. They'd like to see that stretch on out some.
And we'll see how that plays out as we're coming in the timeout. We'll have time to check scores a little bit more often.
49 seconds left here in the first. The incomplete pass stopped the clock, so 2nd and 10 for the Rams. Ball lies at the 20-yard line. Underwood behind Gloth. That is Miller in motion. He has been a pest for the Bearcats. Outside to Miller, and it's caught. He's got it upfield now down to about the 12-yard line. He stays in bounds, so the clock will continue to move there. It clicks down to 40 seconds now and going. The Rams need to hurry here. It is 3rd down.
I still think you get your right play call here at 3rd down. We'll see what they go with. Inside of 30 seconds.
Gloss sets. Miller has been a key receiver. He is at the slot right there nearest the line at the bottom of the screen. Here's the play. Gloth roll near side. He's going to look to the end zone. Looks again, throws that ball short of Lane Miller there. Pass is incomplete, so it'll be 4th down here.
So just underthrown. And what do you do here about it? Do you bring out the field goal unit? It appears they're going to go for it.
I'm going to tell you, if I'm Scott City, I'm going for it. You have nothing to lose at this point of the season, only the gain. Because if you win this game, you go to first, and they're going to bring out the field goal.
Yeah.
You know, I always like the points. I think I'm going for it with the pass they've had this game. I favor going for it in this situation from Scott City.
They did take some time to make that decision, though, so we'll see how it plays out. Looks like pretty much a straight-on shot as the ball's spotted at the 20-yard line.
Here's a kick. It is up, and it is good. So the Rams are on the board. It's 14-3 with 11 seconds left. James, I'm going to get you a check on that number 30 for the Rams, the kicker there. Just put that through.
Yeah, that number 30, that will be Hayden Held, a 5'10", 155-pound senior. So I remember that young man against the Malden game earlier.
Enough leg to easily put that through. It puts the Rams on the board here in the first. So, again, another nice defensive stand. Dexter just keeps getting pushed to the limits and still finds ways to stop Scott City from getting into the end zone.
Yeah, bend but don't break, and that ball by Gloth was underthrown a little bit to Lane Miller. But, again, nice drive by Scott City as Gloth was kind of picking the Dexter defense apart across the Miller. He and Lane Miller had a little two-man game working. So we'll see how Scott City lines it up and kicks.
I'm going to predict they're going to pooch kick this because they do not want Devin Turnbow to see this football with 11 seconds left. No way I'll let that kid touch this football if I'm Scott City. They are ready to kick. Here it comes. They do pooch that. It is going to land short and kicks out of bounds. It does there. So Dexter's going to be able to move that up to the 35-yard line.
Boy, excellent kick there. Good placing. He almost had a little English and drew that one back in, did he not?
Yeah, that did. It rolled up to the sideline forever. And that's a play when you only have one guy deep, and that's Turnbow. If they don't put it in the air long, that's the danger you run. And well-placed kick there for the Rams. My expectations are Dexter will put the ball on the ground one time and run it and take us to the half deep in their own territory.
Yeah, I was going to see if they take a shot or take a knee or just hand it off as Jason Warbich.
You've always got a shot when the ball hits Devin Turnbow's hands. And they just take a knee there. So Geatley will take us to the half on that knee. It is Dexter 14, the Scott City Rams 3. We will be back.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, Big Chief. I know you're used to spending Christmas with one of us, but this year you get to spend Christmas with both of us.
We just want to spend our special days with you. You understand, right?
Well, everything's so different this year, but sounds like I'm getting 2 Christmases. Oh wait, does that mean I have to make double the graphics this year?
Yep, good luck.
Please pass the hot sauce. No, none of that watered down ketchup. Give me the heat.
At Southern Bank, we're never not helpful.
Next stop, Spicy City.
Helping spicy grandmas and everybody else.
Karen Cook here, full-time agent with Young Real Estate, LLC. Real estate isn't my side job, it's my career. I'm committed to your goals full-time. So let's get started today.
Agriculture is not a fad, and it's not for the faint of heart. Long days become long nights, sacrificing time away from your family, even on weekends, just so you can get the crop in and get the crop out. This is your way of life. At Farm Credit Southeast Missouri, we are 100% bought into your commitment. Because we are customer-owned, it is our mission to be your ag lender, and we intend to be your value-added partner for next year and the long term.
In farming, the weather always cooperates. The soil is always balanced. Seedlings always flourish.
But that's fantasy. This is farming. Seed, bred and tested for your reality. Dynagrow Seed, for real.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
We're not saying we'll bubble wrap your money, but we do protect it like family. At First State Bank and Trust, your money is safe with us. First State Bank and Trust.
Since 1984, Bagby Wealth Management has assisted clients in reaching their personalized financial goals. Whether it's retirement, investments, or securing your family's future, we're here to guide you every step of the way. For more information, please call or visit our office in Dexter today. Your path starts here.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Welcome to First State Community Bank, where the community is at the heart of everything we do. At FSCB, we're your trusted neighbors, committed to strengthening the connections that make our town thrive. You get more face time with our dedicated team to understand your unique needs and help guide you to financial success. We also provide the latest technology so you can enjoy the convenience without compromising the personalized touch. Experience our hometown advantage with modern conveniences. Visit us at fscb.com.
Your animals depend on you every day. So we build equipment you can depend on every day. So cutting hay, feeding livestock, and managing land is easier. Loaded with intuitive, innovative features and tech, Case IH equipment isn't just built to work. It's built to work for livestock producers. Case IH, built by farmers. Talk to your Baker Implement dealer today.
Hi, I'm Karen Cook with Young Real Estate, and this home checks all the boxes.
Step into timeless charm with this truly unique 4-bedroom, 2-bath brick home situated on 4 lots.
So let's get your showing on the books. Call or text me today.
American energy dominance. It's how we secure our future. By harnessing homegrown energy, we fuel our economy, power industries, and drive innovation. At NextEra Energy, we're investing more than any other company to deliver low-cost, reliable energy that powers our country's future. NextEra Energy Resources, ahead of what's next.
Each morning as the sun rises, we get to work, right here in our own community, crafting cabinets with precision and care. Dedicated hands bring wood to life, shaping not just cabinets, but tradition, proudly supporting the families and values we share. From our family to your home. WW Wood Products. Built here, built strong.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, Big Chief. I know you're used to spending Christmas with one of us, but this year you get to spend Christmas with both of us.
You know, we just want to spend our special days with you. You understand, right?
Well, I mean, everything's so different this year, but I mean, sounds like I'm getting 2 Christmases. Oh wait, does that mean I have to make double the graphics this year?
Yep, good luck.
Please pass the hot sauce. No, none of that watered down ketchup. Give me the heat.
At Southern Bank, we're never not helpful.
Next stop,
Spicy City. Helping spicy grandmas and everybody else.
Karen Cook here, full-time agent with Young Real Estate, LLC. Real estate isn't my side job, it's my career. I'm committed to your goals full-time. So let's get started today.
Agriculture is not a fad, and it's not for the faint of heart. Long days become long nights, sacrificing time away from your family, even on weekends, just so you can get the crop in and get the crop out. This is your way of life. At Farm Credit Southeast Missouri, we are 100% bought into your commitment. Because we are customer-owned, it is our mission to be your ag lender, and we intend to be your value-added partner for next year and the long term.
In farming, the weather always cooperates. The soil is always balanced. Seedlings always flourish.
But that's fantasy. This is farming. Seed, bred and tested for your reality. Dynagrow Seed, for real.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
We're not saying we'll bubble wrap your money, but we do protect it like family. At First State Bank and Trust, your money is safe with us. First State Bank and Trust.
Since 1984, Bagby Wealth Management has assisted clients in reaching their personalized financial goals. Whether it's retirement, investments, or securing your family's future, we're here to guide you every step of the way. For more information, please call or visit our office in Dexter today. Your path starts here.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Welcome to First State Community Bank, where the community is at the heart of everything we do. At FSCB, we're your trusted neighbors, committed to strengthening the connections that make our town thrive. You get more face time with our dedicated team to understand your unique needs and help guide you to financial success. We also provide the latest technology so you can enjoy the convenience without compromising the personalized touch. Experience our hometown advantage with modern conveniences. Visit us at fscb.com.
Your animals depend on you every day. So we build equipment you can depend on every day. So cutting hay, feeding livestock, and managing land is easier. Loaded with intuitive, innovative features and tech, Case IH equipment isn't just built to work. It's built to work for livestock producers. Case IH, built by farmers. Talk to your Baker Implement dealer today.
Hi, I'm Karen Cook with Young Real Estate, and this home checks all the boxes.
Step into timeless charm with this truly unique 4-bedroom, 2-bath brick home situated on 4 lots.
So let's get your showing on the books. Call or text me today.
American energy dominance. It's how we secure our future. By harnessing homegrown energy, we fuel our economy, power industries, and drive innovation. At NextEra Energy, we're investing more than any other company to deliver low-cost, reliable energy that powers our country's future. NextEra Energy Resources, ahead of what's next.
Each morning as the sun rises, we get to work, right here in our own community, crafting cabinets with precision and care. Dedicated hands bring wood to life, shaping not just cabinets, but tradition. Proudly supporting the families and values we share. From our family to your home. WW Wood Products. Built here, built strong.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, Big Chief. I know you're used to spending Christmas with one of us, but this year you get to spend Christmas with both of us.
You know, we just want to spend our special days with you. You understand, right?
Well, I mean, everything's so different this year, but I mean, sounds like I'm getting 2 Christmases. Oh wait, does that mean I have to make double the graphics this year?
Yep, good luck.
Please pass the hot sauce. No, none of that watered down ketchup. Give me the heat.
At Southern Bank, we're never not helpful.
Next stop,
Spicy City. Helping spicy grandmas and everybody else.
Karen Cook here, full-time agent with Young Real Estate, LLC. Real estate isn't my side job, it's my career. I'm committed to your goals full-time. So let's get started today.
Agriculture is not a fad, and it's not for the faint of heart. Long days become long nights, sacrificing time away from your family, even on weekends, just so you can get the crop in and get the crop out. This is your way of life. At Farm Credit Southeast Missouri, we are 100% bought into your commitment. Because we are customer-owned, it is our mission to be your ag lender, and we intend to be your value-added partner for next year and the long term.
In farming, the weather always cooperates. The soil is always balanced. Seedlings always flourish.
But that's fantasy. This is farming. Seed, bred and tested for your reality. Dynagrow Seed, for real.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
We're not saying we'll bubble wrap your money, but we do protect it like family. At First State Bank and Trust, your money is safe with us. First State Bank and Trust.
Since 1984, Bagby Wealth Management has assisted clients in reaching their personalized financial goals. Whether it's retirement, investments, or securing your family's future, we're here to guide you every step of the way. For more information, please call or visit our office in Dexter today. Your path starts here.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Welcome to First State Community Bank, where the community is at the heart of everything we do. At FSCB, we're your trusted neighbors, committed to strengthening the connections that make our town thrive. You get more face time with our dedicated team to understand your unique needs and help guide you to financial success. We also provide the latest technology so you can enjoy the convenience without compromising the personalized touch. Experience our hometown advantage with modern conveniences. Visit us at fscb.com.
Your animals depend on you every day. So we build equipment you can depend on every day. So cutting hay, feeding livestock, and managing land is easier. Loaded with intuitive, innovative features and tech, Case IH equipment isn't just built to work. It's built to work for livestock producers. Case IH, built by farmers. Talk to your Baker Implement dealer today.
Hi, I'm Karen Cook with Young Real Estate, and this home checks all the boxes.
Step into timeless charm with this truly unique 4-bedroom, 2-bath brick home situated on 4 lots.
So let's get your showing on the books. Call or text me today.
American energy dominance. It's how we secure our future. By harnessing homegrown energy, we fuel our economy, power industries, and drive innovation. At NextEra Energy, we're investing more than any other company to deliver low-cost, reliable energy that powers our country's future. NextEra Energy Resources, ahead of what's next.
Each morning as the sun rises, we get to work, right here in our own community, crafting cabinets with precision and care. Dedicated hands bring wood to life, shaping not just cabinets, but tradition, proudly supporting the families and values we share. From our family to your home. WW Wood Products. Built here, built strong.
Ready, set, let's go. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. There's nothing you can do to stop it. I've been on the way up cause I know I'm popping. Hits, no misses. Clean up like the dishes. Ain't no point telling me to stop cause I won't listen. Every level got a new devil. I'ma give him hell cause I'm leveling up. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level, leveling up.
Welcome back to Scott City as we are nearing the end of halftime. The Dexter Bearcats lead this one 14-3. James, really it's been a story of Dexter's been able to find the end zone, and Scott City has threatened the end zone, but just hasn't touched it.
Yeah, Scott, when the times come, crunch time, they'll send, Dexter's defense coordinator, they'll send Jason Horovich up on a blitz, they'll dial something up, or, Scott City will throw a ball short, but they took a little time there at the end of the half. We predicted that they would go for it on fourth down. They did take time and send the field goal unit, so they did put some scores up. So I guess that's good to get a positive going into halftime. But this second half, if they get in the red zone, Bobby, they're going to have to score. They want to have a chance to beat Dexter on this.
Yeah, they've kept themselves in this game, but you're right. They're going to have to take some chances in this game. And, again, they've got nothing to lose here. You got to go for the wins. You're in second place. You're in a loss, you're not going to finish second. So if you're in second, the only way to get to first is taking some chances and try to win this football game. And I expect they're going to have to be more aggressive in this second half doing so. James, real quickly, we're going to go through a couple more scores here as we finish up halftime. Fredericktown now up 33-0 at the half over East Prairie. Jackson now opens up 42-21 at the half over Festus. Farmington 28-6 over Park Hill Central. Dexter fans, that's a good note there. You want to see that score spread over 13. St. Genevieve, I've got it 17-0 over Prothersville. James, that's what you have as well?
Yes, I do have that. That's confirmed
at
halftime.
Cape Central 21-8 over Kennett at the half. Poplar Bluff, I'm still showing 3-0 in the first over Hillsborough. That may have changed since. Also, Potosi is up 21-14 at the half over St. Charles West. So a lot of eyes again from Dexter on that game. They would love to see Potosi stretch that out to at least a 13-point lead. Also another one, Deer Creek Mackinac is up 36-13 over Kelly. And Charleston looks to be up 34-12 over, Sykeston rather, up 34-12 over Charleston.
Yeah, a lot of scores coming in late. I think a lot of scores, a lot of these games are about even with us, and they're getting ready to kick off the second half, as are we.
Yeah, Dexter set to receive this kick here from the Rams as we will start the second half here. Turnbow will be back at his 10. James, I'm going to suspect we will be seeing something similar to what we saw to end the half where Scott City just kicked it away from him.
Yeah, they did. Again, that was a nice kick. It looked like, I remarked earlier, it looked like it had a little English over there on the far sideline. So we'll see if he tries to pull it in and get a mark down around the 10-yard line. We'll see how they line up. We do have numbers here at the bottom of the screen. Looks like 6 here. So Scott City's loaded up the bottom of the screen here. And Bobby, you take us away here for the second half kickoff.
Here we are set to start it, and here we go. It is going to be a pooch kick, and Jackson Miller will take that at the 30-yard line now. He stays on his feet up to near the 35, and that's where the Dexter Bearcats will take over for their first possession of this second half.
And he's tripped up there by number 12.
James, to note, the play clock is still not working over on any side of the field there, either end zone. So both teams playing without a play clock in this second half.
Yeah, and left safe's changed that since all the years I've coached in the past few years. The back judge will keep it, and so we'll see as the play clock lines down, you'll see him count down the final 5 seconds. So they'll keep it on the field.
From near wing T, there is Womble in motion. He's got it taken far side of the field. He's going to cut it up. Good yards there up past the 40 to the 41 as he is met and taken down there. So good run on first down for Dexter.
A nice job there filling it up. That's number 53. We haven't called his name yet. Tyson Proctor, 5'11", 205-pound sophomore for Scott City.
Yeah, now I know Womble hasn't run the ball a lot, and we don't know how long Warwick will be out, but I'm going to send some friendly information. Womble, run the football like you try to get around the edge on defense. Stay low.
Yes. Don't try to take him on head up.
That is Womble again in motion up the middle to Hrvorovich. He pushes forward. Nice gain there. He's got first down yardage and more up to the 49-yard line.
And, Bobby, what sprung that play is the pulling guard, number 58, Jack Smith, sophomore offensive lineman for the Bearcats, pulled on, had a good kick-out block to help spring that run.
Yeah, so Dexter does get the first down there. They move the sticks. Ball at the 48, and it took the whole Scott City Ram team to bring down Hrvorovich on that last run. Empty backfield now. Hrvorovich goes out all the way to the top of the screen. Womble and Turnbow, your backs in the wing T. That's Womble in motion. Hands to Womble. He's got room to run to the outside, and he does. Up past the 50 to the 40 and down at the 40-yard line. at actually the 39, so a nice pickup there again for Dexter.
And again, that time Coach Jamerson moved 58 over to the right yard. He pulled again to the left side, did a good job. That young man moves well for a sophomore, getting out there full head of steam.
Dexter has Noah Tennant to the bottom of the screen, and also that is a 2 wide receiver set that is Hurt and then Neely at the top. Here's the inside hand of Turnbow. He's got a little room there, picks up maybe 2 yards, 3 yards on the play now.
I really like the fight by Turnbow as he lunges ahead and gets that extra yardage. Just a veteran running back for the Dexter.
Outside of one big run tonight, Scott City's contained him well. Now, he did have another that was called back on a penalty yardage, but they have really keyed on Devin Turnbow and tried to limit his yardage tonight.
Scott Dexter come out with twins to the top. One back set.
The same formation as they just ran there. Here's Hrvojevic now up the middle. He's going to run it forward. He's picking up good yardage. Just a hard runner as Hrvojevic still on his feet. Down at the 26-yard line there. Good enough for another Dexter Bearcat first down.
And Bobby, a lot of times running backs with that much size and power, you don't see him. Not only is he hit the hole hard, he spins and gets that extra yardage and just keeps driving those knees. Nice looking run up the middle by Jason Hrvojevic.
Yeah, he is a very, very physical back.
He just punishes the linebackers coming up.
Interesting move. Dexter just checked out Devin Turnbow on the play. Jackson Miller in.
And speaking of physical, Jackson Miller right on cue.
We'll keep a check on Turnbow. Is that just a breather or break? Or here's Hrvojevic again, and that is pushed back and goes nowhere. Tackle for a loss on the play by Scott City there. That is big number 19, Cole Berger on the tackle.
Yeah, Carter Berger just came up from that defensive end side and filled it up. Met him straight up.
Yeah, but Berger has had a nice season inside for the Rams this season. He has just been a physical defensive lineman for him.
Yeah, Carter listed at 6'2", 235 out on the outside for the Rams.
Hrvojevic, again, the deep back. He's going to be tossed outside. He's going to get it upfield, cuts it back in now, and he's got some positive yards. But looks like a hold is going to come in on the Bearcats, and it does.
Yeah, the referee wasted no time signaling there. No doubter. That'll negate the run by Hrvojevic.
So Turnbow back into the game. So that was nothing more than a breather for Devin as he checks back into this contest. Several fans around the area would enjoy to know that Devin's had a couple of collegiate looks already. I know a couple of weeks ago, SEMO was in town to look at him, a game Dexter had at home there. So, you know, not disclosing any more than that because he nor the family may not want that. So, but a couple opportunities nonetheless. Here's Womble on the play. He's going to get that upfield and gets a few yards back on the play before he is taken down.
And look at the physicality there on the far side by the quarterback, Jackson Gloth, coming up and making a play. Well, I tell you what, Bobby, not only he throws around the yard pretty good, he comes up, he gets interceptions, and he makes physical plays out on the edge for Scott City.
Yeah, the Rams right here are standing tall after that holding penalty brought Dexter back, trying to make a defensive stand of their own. It is 3rd and 20 for the Bearcats.
Caden Gray checking in for Scott City. Leland Parker's going to take a rest.
Here's a snap. Keeley looks downfield to pass. He looks again. He's hit as he throws, and it's caught there. Carson Hurt has the first down for Dexter.
Boy, and how about the job of Geatley staying in, taking a hit, and dumping it over the defender on the far side, Bobby. A lot of poise by that young man.
I'm going to tell you, I've been impressed by Geatley this year. To come in, you're facing a 9-0 season by Dexter, and to come in and do the job this young man's done, there's a lot of pressure to follow that up. And you are a new quarterback following Howard from last season. It's a tough responsibility, and I love the way he's handled it this year. Fine young man. And he gets him to jump there on the hard count.
Encroachment against Scott City. They'll bump him up 5 yards. So Dexter
Yeah, 1st and 5, so they can get a first down without a touchdown.
Ball spotted the 10-yard line.
5 yards for the first down, 10 for the touchdown. Hrvojevic, the deep back that is Turnbow to the top of the wing tee, Womble to the bottom. It's Hrvojevic upfield, down past the 5, first down yardage, and they take him down at the 4 now. So 1st and goal for the Bearcats.
1st and goal from the 4-yard line. And right here, Bobby, if you're Coach Jamerson, do you just give it to Hrvojevic and just pound it in there, give it to your sure hand guys?
The way he has run the football some, he has earned the touchdown if he gets it here, no doubt.
Absolutely.
This is Hrvojevic now beside Geatley. Only wing T is Womble. Here's the play. It's going to be Geatley himself. Takes it upfield, and he is down at the 1. We've got a touchdown on one side and down on the other. They call him down.
Yeah, I believe he was short. I don't know if we can get a replay here.
Yeah, the line judge to the top of the screen called him down at the half-yard line, and the line judge at the bottom called a touchdown, so the closest to the play, I guess, ruled on that one.
Yeah, here comes up the replay.
Boy,
he appears in.
I couldn't tell where the ball was. When the knee went down, it looked like the ball could have crossed right there. Here's the play. Hrvojevic up. Touchdown, Dexter. Into the end zone yet again. So that is their 3rd touchdown of the night and pushes the lead now to 20-3.
Yeah, and again, like you said, he earned that one. Good sportsmanship shown by Lane Miller. Lane Miller came up and whacked him, but pat him on the helmet. Is it just two Warriors going at it here at Scott City High School tonight?
So now the extra point, Neely to hold, Medler to kick. Snap is good. Kick is blocked. No good. Tyson Underwood comes in and gets the block on the extra point. That keeps the game at 20-3.
You could hear the big thump of that as Underwood got the paw up on that one. Inside of 6 minutes left to play here in the 3rd. And Bobby, big, as you're going through the score updates here, that's a big, if you're Dexter, that's big to come out and put points up here early.
Yeah, Farmington stretched their lead now 35-6 over Park Hill Central. St. Genevieve still shows 17-0 at the half. No update there. Potosi and St. Charles West now tied 21-21. So that wow. is a bit of a worry for a Bearcat fan. There's something to keep an eye on. Medler to kick. He booms that very well all the way down to the end zone, and that is going to be that is still a live football, and Underwood has to pick it up. It checked up at the 1, and Underwood now out to near the 20 and down there. I'm going to tell you, Medler could not have put that kick any better. I don't know if we can grab that on replay and go back. It is already gone. We can't grab that, but, man, what a kick there to check up at the 1.
A nice road tackle there by Jackson Miller. But I agree, you get a good kicker, that changes the game.
Yeah. I've seen very few. I can't remember any high school kickers doing that. Matter of fact, hit the ball right at the goal line, and it just stays right there and bounces.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Scott City had a few. Coach May's son, who ended up kicking at SEMO. Well, he was an excellent Jimmy May. I don't know if you remember that name from a few years ago.
Here's Underwood on the hand, and he gets it upfield for a couple nice run there. So down at just past the 25 up to the 26. So gain of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, they got up on Jason. They got up on Jason.
Also, Coach Powers' son at Kelly, he was an excellent kicker. So we've had a few in this area, but to put it right there, we'll see how Scott City responds.
I'll tell you another one this year in the area. The young man, I can't remember his name, I just had him last week at Cape Central. Man, he could really boot it. Here is the play that is fake to Underwood. Gloth has it now. He's got room to the edge. Now up to the 30. Now up to the 40 and pushed out of bounds there by Womble. That is a legal play. I believe he touched him inbounds, I do believe. So nothing there for a flag. So big gain there on second down for the Rams. They pushed that ball up all the way up to the 40-yard line.
1st and 10 for Scott City. Inside of 5 minutes left to play here in the third quarter.
Again, and Golf held the defense so long. He hides the ball well on the fake hand to Underwood, and Underwood gets a lot of attention as he should, and he just pulls that ball and runs. He does a very nice job of holding that defense in place. Gloth rose near side this time. Boy, good job on the tackle out there. Number 57 of the Rams, a great pancake on that play.
Yeah, 57 coming up. It's Leland Parker, 6'2", 70-pound junior for Scott City. City.
If that pass is completed, that play for yards, that gets a lot of praise right there. So Scott City only the pickup of 1 there, so 2, 2nd and 8 on the play now.
Scott City with trips up to the top of the screen. And there's the big receiver. Let's see if he comes into play out here. You see him out here at the wide man?
Here it is. Here's Gloth. He's going to roll that way. Inside pitch to Miller, and not much on that play. A pickup of about 2 on the play, maybe.
And again, coming up there, linebacker number 44, Jason Hrvojevic.
I'm going to say a pickup of 1. Probably looks like a 3rd and 7 here. Yeah, they try to catch Dexter looking for that pass play out there in the quick pitch, and Dexter wasn't fooled. They stayed at home on the inside.
Yeah, not biting on that one. Scott City will come back. 1 back set with Underwood, back with Gloth.
Gloth has his team set. He'll put a man in motion as Miller. Here's the snap. He fakes the hand. He looks to pass. He's going to have to roll away from Dexter as they put pressure on him now. Looking again, and he's going to take a sack.
Yeah, nice flush out there as quarter's winding down. That's number 52, Caden Hart.
Yeah, Hart put the initial pressure on him, and I think that may have been Anderson to take him down to the end. Hart on the inside of the top of the screen there, the inside tackle. He's going to put the initial pressure on.
As the punting unit for Scott City comes out.
Yeah, he puts it on, and there's Anderson right there to finish him off.
Devin Turnbow is going to drop back to return the punt.
Here's the play. He's got it. He gets it away, a low kick, and no chance for Turnbow to return. That's going to roll dead just outside of the 35-yard line. So that's where the Dexter Bearcats will take over here. 2:34 left in the third quarter. Dexter in control, 20-3 in this one. I can tell you, James, there will be a lot of people logging on to the Misha webpage. It will likely crash tonight from the traffic on it, just trying to see where districts line out.
Yeah, a lot of mamas and daddies are going to want to know where they're going to be going next Friday night here in Southeast Missouri.
Here's the play to Turnbow, inside pitch there. Scott City, another good job limiting his yards. Pickup of about 2 on the play. I think you got to give Scott City credit here. What they've done the best job at limiting Devin Turnbow yards this year, or tonight, of any other team I've seen this year. And look, that's not an easy task. What they've done is good, because Devin Turnbow, again, is one of the best athletes in the area. You really got to commend what these coaches have done, preparations for the week, to stop Turnbow.
Yeah, I hope both teams, make a deep run, but definitely look forward to Turnbow on the basketball court here this winter. Fine athlete.
Yeah, there's Gavin Pashley now upfield for a nice gain on second down, so that's going to bring it up to a 3rd and 2 on the play likely.
And getting up slowly, but in on the tackle is number 19, Carter Berger for Scott City.
Yeah, that young man continues to have a nice night. So Dexter now in a 3rd and a long 2 situation. Probably a 3rd and 3 more like it.
Scott City flopping their defense just a bit on the edges.
No backs here is Turnbull on the play, and there's Berger again, and there's another one. Turnbull spins out of it. Now upfield, and he's got the first man and loses the football.
They recovered, though. That's
67 for the Bearcats, recovers on the fumble.
As the kids drive me nuts saying at school, the 6-7. Do you hear that? I mean, my goodness.
As I said it, I just continued to skip over it, James.
It just drives me insane.
And now you have just driven every parent in the world insane. That
I just had to share my frustration as a middle school PE teacher.
Geatley now running back behind him, and he gets him to jump. Well, I believe that's 3 or 4 times now, Geatley with a hard count. You know, that stuff, we talked about it last night, James. We can talk about it again tonight. Your responsibility, it could be a totally different crowd. Your responsibility inside on the defensive line is what?
Inside the defensive line, you've got to eat up the blockers and free up.
I'm sorry, on the snap, on the hard count there. Your responsibility
to watch the football.
Yeah,
watch the football.
So eyes on the football, not ears on the quarterback.
No.
Here is Womble here. He's going to go past the 50-yard line, taken down for a short gain there. So really no gain on second down. And to go back to that point now, you told me you played linebacker in college. Your eyes went to the guards. Why so?
Yes. Most of the time, and we were talking about 58 point, the guard, more times than not, a lot of the offense you've seen are going to lead you to the football. And those defensive lines, as we come to the end of the first quarter, they're going to eat up those blocks. So Lane Miller and Jason Hrvorovich can make tackles for their defense.
James, thank you for the insight. Folks, that's going to take us to the end of the third. We're going to take a break and come back to bring you all the action on the fourth here on Aycorp Sports.
In farming, the weather always cooperates. The soil is always balanced. Seedlings always flourish.
But that's fantasy. This is farming. Seed, bred and tested for your reality. Dynagrow seed, for real.
He's scrambling.
We are back here, ready for the start of the fourth quarter. James, really no change in the Potosi game up there. It is still 21-21. Other scores, Fredericktown still shows 33-0 to half. I believe that score's probably changed by now. Jackson 55-21 over Festus. St. John, that still shows at the half. No update on that one. Farmington now 35-12 over Park Hill Central. That game is in the third quarter. Cape Central up 21-8 over Kennett in the third. Poplar Bluff now 6-0 over Hillsboro. Interesting enough, another mover, Class 1. So Charleston coming in tonight, they are 2 behind Saxony Lutheran. They won that head-to-head matchup. Charleston's going to hop them. They will finish first in Class 1, District 1. And now, you know, Portersville, the big win last night as Turnbow was gobbled up again by Berger. Man, he has been a monster on the inside.
Along with 32, Lane Miller. Berger getting a little help from his friends, and that Scott City defense closed up quick.
What you're seeing on the screen now is the hero shot, was what we call it, and Berger's been in a lot of hero shots tonight.
Yes, indeed. Also, number 26, Chase Knight. His name's been called quite a bit. Don't remember him that much from earlier this year against Malden, but he's had a fine game for Scott City on the defensive side.
Yeah, and to Class 1 again, you know, you've got Saxony's going to go to 2. Portersville, you'll see where they land in there as well. Can they jump Saxony in points? I don't know if they can. There's a pass outside. Nice completion. Carson hurt again. James, all of a sudden, the reemergence of the tight end position has come back into the playbook of Chad Jamerson. He hasn't used it much this year, used it exclusively the last 3 years, and tonight has been a big presence.
Yeah, we were kind of talking off the air. You know, Coach Jamerson does a fine job representing his athletes. He's known statewide, goes to those all-state meetings, and a lot of times the offenses you see, now they don't use a tight end, so a lot of times all-state, they'll reward an all-state hybrid position or athlete. But I love to see Coach Jamerson bringing that back and implement his wing T.
Here is Hrvorovich. He's hit again. That is Berger. Another tackle in on that play. I'm telling you, Berger has been impressive as any player on the field this season on that defensive line for Scott City, and that is a turnover on downs as now the Bearcat defense back on the field.
He's an absolute specimen out there at 6'2", 235, plays long, does a great job.
Well, it is late in the game now, fourth quarter, 11:05. If Scott City is going to try to make a move to win this football game, James, it's got to start on this possession.
Yeah, I think you're going to see more action from Jackson Gloth and maybe Lane Miller. So we'll see how it plays out. But Scott City's definitely going to start making some moves.
Here's the fake hand. That goes to Gloth. He's going to run it himself. Gets a couple of yards on first down. Pickup of 2 on the play.
Yeah, he's tackled in up by number 42, Rhett Womble, along with 44, Jason Hrvorovich.
Actually a gain of, I believe, 3 on the play, so 2nd and 7.
Yeah, ball spot at the 47-yard line of Scott City as we're coming up on 10.5 left to play in regulation.
Here's a play, Gloth to pass, throws that out, it is incomplete, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver there.
Yeah, its pass was intended for number 2 for Scott City, Jackson Berger, 5'11", 165-pound senior for the Rams.
So that brings up a 3rd and 7 situation now for Scott City.
Trips formation for the Rams, top of the screen. Scott City's kind of deliberate in getting their play call in. Now Gloth is going to bark out the signals to the far side.
Yeah, they can be a little slow. The clock is stopped on the incomplete pass, but they are ready here. Here's Gloth to pass. Looks downfield. Again, looks out, and it is caught. That is caught by Carter Berger out there. Short gain, so it's going to be up to the 48 of Dexter. So it's going to be about a 4th and 2 situation.
Yeah, I'm not for sure who the secondary coach is for Dexter, but those kids are being coached up. Those kids do a great job at closing. That was number 2, Justice Lovelady. They might give a little bit of a cushion, but they close fast, and they're very good tacklers out in the open field, Bobby.
Yeah, 3 of the 4 defensive backs for Dexter back this season from last. Lovelady, the only newcomer of the group, and he's a fine athlete of his own.
Yeah, we talked about that young man off the air. With me being a high school baseball coach, I've heard about how good of a baseball player that young man is, and I think we might ran into his father down coming in on the way in, but definitely a good-looking player for Coach Jamerson.
It's now 4th and 2 on the play, so and huge, important drive right here for Scott City. They are needing the first down, no doubt.
Yeah, you just wonder if they regret the decision maybe of not going for it here early in the game. You don't want to second-guess much, but they definitely got to go now.
Dexter tightens up that line of scrimmage there. Looking for the stop on 3rd down. Here's Gloth, and there's Hrvorovich coming through with a stop. Another tackle for a loss.
And that, I'll tell you what, that Dexter sideline has erupted. They've been kind of quiet the whole night, but everybody was standing up in red, black, and white on the far sideline.
You could see Hrvorovich already leaning forward before the snap on his toes, and he shot out of there like a rocket, James.
Yeah, and definitely a good time for the Dexter defensive coordinator to dial that one up. As number 53 is checking in for the Rams. That's Tyson Proctor, 5'11", 205-pound sophomore.
So Geatley now, new formation for Dexter. That is Hrvorovich, the back beside Geatley. That is Jackson Miller behind Geatley. Here's a play, goes to Miller. He's got it, going to push upfield. He's got good yards now. Breaks it free, pushes threes. Oh, man. Now down inside the 25, out of bounds at the 18-yard line is Jackson Miller.
Boy, love the fight. You know how physical Miller is on the defensive side. He punishes the defenders when he gets the football, Bobby.
Well, it may be for show and it may be for something they will use, but what a time to start using different athletes in your offense as teams try to prepare for districts this week. It's a new wrinkle you've now got to prepare for.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Chad, over the years, he's done a good job of sharing the love with the football and rewarding his kids for working hard for him in practice every day. It's good to see. And here's some new names called.
So Miller now will move down beside of Geatley. It's Hrvorovich and Miller the backs. Here's the play. Goes to Hrvorovich up the middle. He's got it. Good room. He's going to find Paydirt and touchdown, Dexter.
And he found a fan out in the back of the end zone. I'll tell you what, Dexter's smelling it now. We're up on 10 minutes left to play in regulation.
As physical as you come, Jason Hrvorovich running the football through.
We do have an update, 23-3, St. Genevieve over Crothersville. So 23-3.
Crothersville running into a buzzsaw there against a fine St. Genevieve team. Now Dexter lines up, looks to go for 2 on this snap. Here it is. Miller, the carry, pushes forward to the end zone, and he's in. The 2-point conversion is good. Dexter now goes up 28-3 with 10:01 left here in the fourth. James, looks like Park Hill Central is down now to Farmington, 42-12 in that game. Still showing Potosi and St. Charles tied at 21 in the third. If there's updates, someone can tell me, but that game has now been pretty well updated.
Yeah, I'm trying to check some scores here. They'll be coming in late. And this game right here, tell you what, it's we'll see how Dexter's going to line up and kick it. I'd have to think that they wouldn't want to kick it deep to Underwood back there. We'll see what the special teams coordinator decides to do here on this one.
James, as we wind down the fourth here, a couple of comments on Jamerson. What a job he has done since coming to Dexter. His first season, I believe, was 4-6. Not what he wanted, implementing the new offense. I believe the second season was 7-3. Then you go 9-0, and this year 8, and looks like going to be 8-1 if it stays the same. And he has done a fantastic job here at Dexter. Underwood is in his own end zone, so that will be a touchback there as they will get the ball now at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Chad, just coaching under Chad over the years, he's more of a player's coach. I was in the meeting when he told us that he wouldn't be back. He left and went to Cape Central under Coach Gibbs for a year, and he told us, he said, don't worry, I'm not going to come back as head coach in the conference, but he ended up doing it. But, I don't fault him for that. Dexter was a good move for him, and his program's worked over there. He's made the comments before, you get more bees with honey, and definitely his players have responded to his philosophy.
As he told me the story before about how he come to Dexter, he was a coach, I believe, at East Prairie, and they had left the facilities at Dexter and the place there, and he said, man, that is a really nice place, that the fans support him there, and he says, if that job ever come open, he said, I would love to be able to get that position at Dexter, and it did. And there's almost a pick.
Ooh.
In and out of the hands. 2 of the players for Dexter went after it, and in and out and incomplete. And to finish that story, the job did come open, and he applied for it and got it. And if you talk to him, Coach Jamerson couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I will say that, just all the years I've coached, I feel like, as far as homecomings, Dexter, the atmosphere when we went over there and played that year was unbelievable. Just the student section and the pomp and circumstance, but, definitely a good move for him and good for him. Glad it's worked out.
When he come to Dexter, I remember he took a lot of controversy and the heat over the wing T formation. But look, the guy's done nothing but win with it here. So I think he's got to be satisfied with that, and the fans should be as well. As Gloth's trying to get upfield, and Dexter will tackle him at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, as they come up and make the tackle, it's number 9, Neely. Yeah, it's one of those philosophies of, the old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And he runs the wing T religiously. He believes in it, and it's worked. So, kudos to him for making it work when people say it couldn't work. But it has, and he's put points on the board with that formation.
Well, I will say just inside information on that. I do know personally he's gotten a lot of not only coaching clinics, but wing T specific only coaching clinics. So he's done his homework on this offense.
Here's Gloth. Here is the hand to Underwood. He tries to get outside. That is Landon Anderson first. Jackson Miller again, and that is going to be the tackle there for a loss on the play.
Yeah, great job by Miller coming up. Also in on that is number 4, I don't think we've called his name yet. Connor Hill coming up, the senior from his linebacker position for the Bearcats.
So now 4th and a very long 4, pushing out to 4th and 5.
Punting unit.
Yeah, it's going to be a punting unit unless they decide, James, if I've got a fake punt in my back pocket, I'm going to use it here.
Yeah, we'll see. They're looking down here. They're looking at the – oh, they're missing a kid. Here comes number 53 coming out late, Tyson Proctor.
Yeah, I do not see the back judge yet counting for it. Here it is,
now
5.
They're going to – okay, right with 1 second left.
There is a kick. It is a short one. It's going to go out of bounds at about the 49-yard line. So Dexter will take over in Scott City territory.
Well, you see a lot of bodies coming in and out. You know, I'm just curious to know, you know, how many with 2 platoon over there on the Dexter offense. You know, Jamerson's got a lot of numbers to work with over there.
A lot of numbers, you know, and we'll keep on bragging on Jamerson, and he deserves it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, you know, Dexter had been in a tough spot, losing some games in seasons previous to Jameson coming in. When he first come to Dexter, all of a sudden there's a different energy because it's a different coach and new style. And that year, too, he made football cool at Dexter. You know, the winning season they had that year, the pictures from the weight room, the poses, and all of a sudden kids started turning out in numbers wanting to play. Here's Turnbow, turns it up the field now, pushes through a man inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, nice job again by Lane Miller on the far sideline. Yeah, Chad's big at, you know, promoting on social media and kind of, you know, keeping up what kids want to see, and it's worked for him. I hope Miller's okay. He's coming out. I don't know.
Well, Miller is one of their big tacklers in the game coming off the field. Kind of.
He's one of the toughest.
Holding toward his head as he bends over. Maybe he's just holding toward his chin straps there as he takes the helmet off.
He's one of the toughest kids out there, I assure you.
Turnbow with a football, pushes upfield again, and near the first down marker, just shy of a yard.
Did you see number 19 Carter Berger going for that strip, Bobby?
Yeah, well, why not, Carter Berger? You have had a big night so far. Just add to your stat line.
Proctor checking in for 51, Kobe Estes.
2nd and 1 for Dexter here.
Estes being coached up by his coaches on the sideline.
Still showing 21-21, my last update, Potosi and St. Charles West. Womble in motion. He has the hands, going to try to get it outside, and does. Upfield, first down yards, and pushes forward again as he hits another man. Womble is a very physical athlete out there on the football field.
And here he comes out here. It's good to see number 32, Lane Miller, coming out. I was worried the way he was acting. I was like, hopefully he wasn't concussed or anything like that, but he's one of the toughest kids out there on that field, I promise you.
Dexter walks up to the line, 6:40 and counting left on the clock. Here's the reverse hand. That goes inside to Womble. He's going to go upfield again, a couple yards on the play. Pickup of about 5 on the play for Dexter.
And Miller again, good to see that young man coming out and making a tackle there.
So 2nd and 5 now for Dexter setup. 28-3 the score, and Dexter just letting the clock tick now. Down there 6 minutes.
Bobby, there's nobody over that receiver out there. Now he's coming out.
He is recovered now. And we've got a timeout on the field. That is going to be a timeout, Dexter. We will step aside as well from Scott City back after this.
American energy dominance. It's how we secure our future. By harnessing homegrown energy, we fuel our economy, power industries, and drive innovation. At NextEra Energy, we're investing more than any other company to deliver low-cost, reliable energy that powers our country's future. NextEra Energy Resources, ahead of what's next.
Welcome back, James. We're looking through a scores here, and Jackson got tired of playing around. They were tied 21-21, I think, were they not? And now it's 62-21.
Yeah, see, we were talking about that earlier. That's, I think you and I both, not to speak for you, but I think we both had Jackson in that one, and they just came and starting to steamroll and put some points up on the board against the Festus Tigers.
Probably one of the few games this year since early in the season starters have actually got to play the whole thing. Here's a reverse hand, goes to Neely now. Neely pushes it upfield, has a corner toward the edge. He's in. Touchdown, Dexter.
Yeah, Underwood got there a little bit too late, too little too late. And Dexter's starting to pour it on, 34-3.
Well, I do not know if it's by design, but again, I love Coach Jamerson involving another kid yet and saying, hey, you also have to watch out for this guy on a play as well.
Yeah, it makes you harder to scout. You're not a one-trick pony, and good to call some different names and numbers as they'll line up for the PAT. They're trying to make it 35-3 inside of 6.
Medler for the kick. Here it is. It's up, and it's good. So Medler is through, and indeed he does. It's 35-3 now. And James, coming into this one, I thought I had Dexter picked on this. I said 35-14, maybe even 42-48-14. I feel like I'm pretty close on Dexter, but, Scott City has just not been able to find the end zone tonight. Had a couple of really nice drives, just couldn't push on through.
Yeah, kind of, I was getting some texts, do you think, Dexter's going to come up here and not have any – I said, I think we're going to have a ball game, and I think that the games have been closer than it indicates, but I think, like you said, Bobby, it's a matter of Scott City getting down there and having chances and not be able to, having drives stalled and stymied and not be able to capitalize and get in the end zone tonight.
Yeah, Dexter has stood every time they've been challenged with this defense, and Scott City just not able to finish off drives. Here is Underwood. He's going to return this. He's going to come near side as Dexter pursues. He's got room to run out past the 30 now, up to the 40. Past the 40 and out of bounds just past the 45-yard line.
Boy, he almost broke that one, Bobby.
Yeah, if he could have landed one more foot to stabilize himself, I think he had it. Folks, as we near the end of this broadcast, too, stay tuned of what we have going on. We will announce our district seedings where they come, and something we will have to look at there. Also, we have had a great reception during our first season of Bulldog Nation Network. We're looking forward to start the boys and girls and basketball season at Sykeston High School. Our first regular season game will be December 16th when the talented Hayti Indians come to the Sykeston Fieldhouse for an early season matchup with the Bulldogs. James, I know you and I will be in action here coming up soon on the hardwood. We will be covering the Riverbend Classic in New Madrid, Missouri, as that is coming up the day after Thanksgiving. That is starting on that Friday and Saturday. Here is Underwood. He's got the ball, and there is Herborovich meeting him. Yet another tackle for a loss behind the line.
Yeah, I'm going to make a quick trip down to Brandon, Mississippi for some turkey, and then I'm going to come up and join you. I look forward to that. Getting back on the hardwood there at New Madrid, County Central. Those folks do a great job of putting on the Riverbend Classic, and it's right down the road from my house. So,
yeah. Also, keep in mind for our viewers, keep in touch, number one, with our Facebook page, Instagram, so forth, for announcements on where we will be broadcasting football next week. Also, any volleyball games coming up, too, if that's districts as well, if they show it. All that stuff will be announced on our social media pages. So if you would, just go to Facebook, go to YouTube channels, hit the like buttons there. You'll be notified when something happens on that. And when our announcements come through, this Turnbow makes a tackle there.
Got a flag.
And also with that, this is the last regular season matchup. So any game after this on Aycorp Sports will have to go through Misha TV. With that being said, it's going to be a $10.50 charge or whatever Misha sits there. James, we can't do anything about that charge. That is a Misha deal. Aycorp has nothing to do with it, but you cannot view any high school football in the state of Missouri after tonight's game without Misha TV.
And folks, we talked before, it's stay home if you're not able to make it to the game out of the elements. We're going to put on a good product. These folks behind the scene, we've got Andrew and Tyler and these guys, our camera guys, are second to none, and they make us look good. So we appreciate it.
And tonight's staff on the cameras for this game, cameramen are Bradley Halford, Matthew Williams, and Peyton Hartline. Graphics is Tyler Lassiter, and the switchboard is Brad Rupel. Here is Underwood now. He's going to try to drag that near side. What a tackle by Rhett Womble. They're going to get him on a horse collar as he just reached out and grabbed and dragged him to the ground. You hate to see the penalty because of the effort, but it was there, and that's going to be a 15-yarder on it.
And the East Prairie Eagles have gotten on the scoreboard up the road at Fredericktown. It's Fredericktown 40, East Prairie 8. Score coming in from Fredericktown.
So penalty yards marked off, and now here clock stopped at 4:08. Ball at the 20-yard line now. Scott City will threaten yet again.
So out of 4 minutes, ball started at the 20. Scott City being deliberate. They're checking the play cards. Now they're get going.
Yeah, still no update on Potosi. They sit at 21-21. Last I see was St. Charles West. Gloth, there's the fake hand that goes out to Miller there. He's got it inside the 15 now, down at the 14.
Yeah, brought down by Devin Turnbow. Bring up second down. 3:30 left to play in regulation.
Folks, the SEMO Sports Zone with Drew and Dave, our podcast, is back and better than ever. Every Monday, join Andrew Moore and David Jenkins for insight into local high school sports and maybe some other subjects as well. You can find them on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and to see them as well as hear them on the SEMO Sports Zone YouTube channel. I will be listening as well. We'll catch up on all the breakdowns from this weekend, districts, how they fell out, what happened, switches, moving, everything is well there from Andrew and Dave. Here is Gloth. He throws it. It is Miller in and out of the hands. Tough play there. On the coverage was Jackson Miller. Little friendly gestures. You have to wonder if they maybe can or know each other, slapping each other kind of on the back of the head as they walk by.
I just think that's, Miller, he's been doing that all night. That kid plays hard, definitely shows good sportsmanship. He was raised right. I've known his father for a long time. Excellent job, third baseman and pitcher in the spring for Coach Skylar Cobb and his crew.
So 3rd and 4 for the Rams. Clock at 2:50, sitting still. Gloth has 5 wide receivers and Underwood to his side. Here's a play. He's going to pass. He looks. He'll roll away now, and he's going to be sacked. Sacked from behind by Red Womble.
And I'll tell you what, you've covered a lot more of these Dexter games. To these Dexter fans, they seem like more of a defensive-minded crowd. I mean, they have erupted on big defensive plays. I haven't seen too much on offense, but they love a good defensive play over there.
Well, and that to do, I'm going to tell you, the Dexter Bearcats the last 2 seasons have been treated to fine defensive outings. It is hard to score against this Dexter Bearcat team. I believe last year, maybe in the regular season, just not a ton of points against that starting team. Again, this year, you just don't see them score points against this defensive squad of Dexter. Tonight, holding a team to 3. The last weekend was a little bit of an anomaly. They gave up 22, and I believe, earlier this year, maybe New Madrid Central and Sykeston put some points on them early in the season, but, boy, they have been a tough group to handle.
We're going to get to see this young man's leg here, see what kind of a leg he has.
From the 30, the kick is up, and it is wide left. No good. So Scott City will turn it over on downs. The Dexter Bearcats take over with 2:11 left on that game. So Potosi now, I'm seeing 35-35 in the 4th that game is. What a matchup on that one. Got to thank my buddy Brad Stouse there sending that over to me. Folks, we get a lot of updates. Ron Glaus as well had sent me an update on that game. First of all, we want to thank our viewers and listeners tuning in to hear what we have to say of the games. When we have questions, they respond. They're hitting us with text or information. Guys, we can't thank you enough. You are all participating in what we are doing here. getting information back out to our viewers, and we cannot tell you how much we appreciate all of you out there. There is a run there by Dexter, kind of blocked up in the middle for about a gain of 1 on the play.
Well, he's swallowed up by big 77 Holden Stanley, 5'11", 290-pound senior.
I'm going to reach out to Brad. That update was, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes ago or so. Brad, if you have them, keep them coming, because we're going to try to keep you up to date as much as we can before we go off air on that game particular tonight. As highly likely we talked about, we don't know, and I don't know how the point system will play out, but my gut feeling with the way the points, there's only 3-point spread in Scott City, Potosi, and Park Hills. My guess is we see Scott City fall to 4, Potosi and Park Hills. It's all a guessing name and numbers. The way it looks with the closeness of it, my bet is you're going to see Park Hills jump Potosi. Here is Miller up, and he's got a game of a couple on the play. And it's all because they played up another level of division. And really, the way it looks, there may not be any points given for margin of victory for Potosi, so that will work against them. Strength of schedule, both teams have those there.
Well, with you being in town, if you hear anything late, definitely send me a text, Bobby. I'm definitely looking forward to where we're going next Friday night, what our assignment is.
I'm sorry I got that score wrong. Potosi up 42-35 now, I believe.
We've got a penalty here. There's bodies jumping everywhere. 37 seconds, just a matter of formality here.
So Farmington goes final. That is 56-12 over Park Hills. We will see how all the numbers play out. Like I said, it's still going to be a guessing game of how this thing plays out at the end and how the point system works. I'm no expert in that one, but it'll sure be a fun night for a lot of people to pay attention to and watch.
Yeah, Dolan Rogers giving us the final update. 30-3 St. Genevieve over Crothersville. And that's going to do it here, Bobby.
So the Dexter Bearcats finish off yet another fine season at 8-1. They walk out of here on this season, and now they will await the final standings of this one tonight. Congratulations to them again. Another fine, successful season. We will see where we go. Scott City, hey, they made a stand against Dexter. They had a good showing. They just couldn't find the end zone against a very, very stout Dexter defense.
Yeah, Jackson Goff, Lane Miller, great job. This is a great team, and this showed just how great this Dexter Bearcat team is to come in here on senior night and put on a showing against a stout Scott City Rams football team.
Folks, I've got a couple of updates. So, James, I'm going to let you look through all of our other score streams stuff coming in. I just got an update. St. Charles is now in the red zone, threatening that game. Going to try to stay with it a little bit longer to see if we can get you any more updates. So Potosi leads 42-35, and St. Charles West is threatening now in that football game.
Yeah, just looking through, final, Jackson 62-21 over Festus. We got fourth quarter, Cape Central Tigers 35-8 over the Kennett Indians. East Prairie scored again, so I didn't have that one yet. Fredericktown 40-14 over the East Prairie Eagles. St. Vincent Indians 34-8 over the Jefferson Blue Jays. We've got the Sykeston Bulldogs 34-12 is last update I have. 50-30 Deer Creek Mackinac over the Kelly Hawks. That is a final.
Yeah, so as we wrap those up, James, real quickly, let's talk about a little bit of what's coming our viewers' way. November, December, we've got the Riverbend Classic. We kicked that off in New Madrid. That is the day after Thanksgiving, Friday and Saturday there. Then we start up our next tournament. We're doing the Oran tournament and also the Bernie Invitational tournaments. Both of those are going at the same time. We're covering both of those tournaments. After that, the SEMO Conference tournament, we will cover that again. The week following that is the Clarkton Holiday tournament, which we will cover. Also mixed in there will be the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament seeding show we always do. And then after Christmas break, we start into the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament, and we've also added the Southeast Missouri Christmas Tournament up at Cape. So we will be in the neighborhood in the month of December alone, probably about 100 basketball games broadcasted right here on Aycorp Sports.
Yeah, just a lot of action. You know, I know there's some nights where you and I'll be split up, and some nights we'll be together, and some nights where I'll be on the PA at East Prairie. But definitely looking forward to basketball. You know, football is my sport. It's my first love, but definitely enjoy calling those basketball games with you, Bobby, and looking forward to another season here on Aycorp Sports with you.
Yeah, big thank you again to all of our staff here at Aycorp Sports. They have done a wonderful job behind the scenes on the camera crews this year. The boards, you name it, they have done it. Lydia Odell doing a great job of the photography this year. The things you see updated on Facebook there that she releases and Instagram, just a wonderful, wonderful staff to work with. Update coming in now. It looks like St. Charles West is on the 1 yard line and threatening to score to tie that game up as we are sitting here. Folks, I hate to leave you hanging on it. I'm trying to say
I know.
Possibly third down on that one, trying to keep really Dexter fans at this point updated on how that sits. That is a close one. Folks, I believe if you want to try to finish watching that game, it is on fanhuddle.com. Go find Potosi as you type that in there. You can try to finish watching that on their link on Huddle. James, you have anything new coming into us?
Yeah, Dolan Rogers checking in late, 30-9, PAT pending, St. Genevieve over Crothersville. Sammy with a long run, the conversion failed. So that's one of the names that you might be hearing for a car trophy, Sammy Bryant down in Crothersville.
Couple of people there. I think they're front runners you're looking at probably today. Devin Turnbow's got to be a name mentioned in that car trophy, I think, offensively. I think Sammy Bryant Jr. at Crothersville, another name you're probably going to hear mentioned there. Drew Parsons at Jackson. Right now, James, that's my top three in the area I think you see. Underwood's there, but, you know, Dexter had a fine showing against Underwood tonight. That probably goes against him a little bit, I think, in that area. But he had a really good showing. Defensively, I think the conversation has to probably start with Jason Herborovich. I mean, he has been fantastic. The tackles for a loss. Just reported touchdown right there. So St. Charles West scores, waiting on the extra point. So that is now a 1-point game. As soon as I get an update on the extra point to see if it is good, we will leave the air. You can find that again on fanhuddle.com. You may be able to find it somewhere else on YouTube, but waiting to see what that is before we leave the air tonight as we try to keep our viewers up as close as we can on that. And defense, you know, I really like Herborovich in that area. There's some other fine defensive players around the area. We saw one tonight, Carter Berger. Boy, he put on a show up here tonight for Scott City.
Yeah, that young man, I mean, that's – and what's that, the Derlin Moore Award? Is that
Derlin Moore, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he has passed now. He went on to play on the NFL for the New Orleans Saints. I think he was out of Malden. I believe that's correct. He played there. But big defensive play. They didn't really have a play for a defensive deal, so they kind of split that out for players. And Dexter has never won the Derlin Moore Award. No player from Dexter has ever won that, so that would be a big honor for somebody from that high school there to take home. But I definitely think his name has got to be in that conversation going into this season.
Yeah, I would agree. I've seen him multiple times and in person, and he's definitely a front runner. I'd have to agree.
Well, folks, they have taken a timeout on the extra point, so we're going to leave the air now on that. We're going to thank everybody here for joining us for this season. Please stay tuned to our social media pages. Look, folks, the mission fee next week at a start, it's $10.50 maybe. Just to get into the game is $6. 2 admissions, you've already paid for your mission feed. So keep that in mind. You know, there's nothing we can do about that fee, but please consider joining us there. Folks, for James Hodges, myself, and all the staff here at Aycorp Sports, good night and God bless from Scott City, Missouri.